forgot to print out the ice, so I added some base stats, but I forgot to print out the you can just look at yesterday's stats.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And welcome to Hart Park, the home of your Lancers, for Game 2 of this week's 3-game Trinity League Series between the Eagles of Santa Margarita and your Orange Lutheran Lancers. Tonight is a very special night as we honor two very important Lancer groups, the 2022 seniors and the OLU student body and faculty. And we'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all guests and visitors who are joining us for this special evening. Before we recognize the OLU seniors, we'd like to acknowledge the 11 seniors from Santa Margarita and congratulate them on their high school career. Players, when your name is announced, please take a position on the first base foul line. Number 1, Ian Grogan. Number 3, Tanner Warady. Number 4, Jack McKeehan. Number 8, Ryan Palmer. Number 10, Alex Grace. Number 14, Ryan Knopper. Number 15, Preston Durand. Number 16, Aiden Ekezian. Number 18, Dominic Sissona. Number 23, Matthew Borjas. And number 41, Logan DeGroat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate these 11 Santa Margarita seniors. Now, before they play their final regular season home game, we continue this evening by recognizing and honoring the 13 2022 Lancer baseball seniors for their athletic and academic accomplishments during their careers at OLU. Let us now celebrate the Lancer baseball senior class. We're leading off tonight with number 22, Luis Rodriguez. Luis has been on varsity for 3 years. He is joined by his dad, Luis, his mom, Sochi, and his sisters, Gina and Isabella. His academic excellence, he has a 4.0 grade point average. Athletic honors includes being on the USA baseball team. Plans after high school is he will be going to Texas Christian University, TCU, to continue his academic and athletic careers. His most influential person at OLU is Mrs. Salzberg, as she has helped him tremendously with growing closer to the Lord and also growing as a person. His most memorable baseball experience at OLU was traveling to North Carolina and facing some of the top schools in the nation. His favorite high school memory outside of baseball are the connections he's made outside of baseball. And one thing he's learned through OLU baseball is nothing comes easy in life, and you have to work hard to become better every single day. That's number 22, Luis Rodriguez. Number 0, Simeon Gillian. Simeon is an outfielder. This is his first year on the varsity. Joining him tonight are his parents. He has a 3.8 GPA. Athletic honors includes his freshman year, he was an all-county track star. His most influential person at OLU is his dad because he's making an impact with the soccer program in such a short amount of time. His most memorable baseball experience at OLU is traveling to North Carolina with the team. His favorite high school memory outside of baseball is going to eat food with his friends after practices. And one thing he's learned through baseball at Orange Lutheran is he's learned how to be a good teammate. That's number 0, Simeon Gillian. Number 3, Sawyer Fortman. Sawyer is a utility player. He's been on varsity for 2 years, and he is joined tonight by his mom and his dad and his sister. Academic honors include honor rolls all semesters in high school, and he has a 3.5 GPA. Plans after high school is he's attending Baylor University and playing baseball. His most influential person at OLU is Miss Desmoot, because of her willingness to keep young kids, and Miss Schmoop is always there to help a lending hand. Most memorable baseball experience is going to North Carolina this year. A favorite high school memory outside of baseball is going to all the football games. Something he's learned at OLU is always working harder than the person next to you. And something he would like to include and share with you is he would like to thank you all who have helped him along the way. That's number 3, Sawyer Fortman. Number 5, Chase Cunnings. Chase is a second baseman. He's played on varsity for 2 years.
Go Chase.
He is joined tonight by his parents. He is a high honor roll student from the fall of 2021. His most influential person at OLU is Mrs. Brenner. Most memorable baseball experience at OLU is walking it off against Jay Serra. His favorite high school memory outside of baseball was room 506 in North Carolina. Something that he's learned through OLU baseball is how to compete. That's number 5, Chase Cunnings. Number 8, Oliver Santos. Oliver is a left-handed pitcher, and he's played 1 year with the varsity here at OLU. He is joined tonight by his parents. His plans after high school is he will be attending Duke University to play baseball. His most influential person at OLU was Miss Shevlin, because she always has to put up with us and our schoolwork. His most memorable experience baseball-wise at OLU is traveling to North Carolina to attend the National High School Invitational. And his favorite high school memory outside of baseball is signing day. That's number 8, Oliver Santos. Number 13, Jacob Margarita. Jacob has played designated hitter, third base, and catcher, and he's played 1 year on varsity. He is joined tonight by his dad Ray, his mom Susan, and Quentin. He has an overall GPA of 3.4. Plans after high school is he will be attending Dallas Baptist University. His most influential person at OLU is Miss Shev, because she has helped me a lot over the years and has kept me on the top of my schoolwork. Favorite high school memory outside of baseball is going to football games. And something he's learned through OLU baseball is to work hard and overcome adversity. That's number 13, Jacob Margarita. Number 14, Carson Bowman. Carson is a catcher and has been on varsity for 4 years. He is joined tonight by his mom, Chris, and his dad, David. Academically, he has earned presidential honor rolls for all 4 years and is a 3.7 overall GPA. After high school, he will be attending TCU, playing baseball, and majoring in business. His most influential person at OLU is Miss Chev because she has taught him so much throughout the years, like how to manage time and be on top of his work, even when he was absent. Most memorable experience at OLU is his freshman year at the National High School Invitational and getting to win the title in Cary. Favorite high school memory outside baseball is doing anything with his teammates and creating bonds that will last forever. Something he's learned through OLU baseball is he's learned that good things happen to good people and to always treat people with respect. That's number 14, Carson Bowman. Number 15, Jackson Endiel. Jackson is a pitcher, and he's been on varsity for 2 years. He is joined tonight by his mom, Nancy, and his dad, Danny. He has a 4.0 GPA. His plan after high school is to attend a college and play baseball. His most influential person at OLU was Coach Lamonda because he walked him through one of the most difficult times of his life with his injury. His most memorable baseball experience at OLU is watching his brother Max seal home last year in the regionals. And his favorite high school memory outside of baseball was his senior year winter formal. That's number 15, Jackson Enfield. Number 18, Ryan Irwin. Ryan is a first baseman and outfielder, and he's played on varsity for 1 year. He is joined tonight by his parents, and his plans after high school is to attend a college. His most memorable baseball experience is traveling to North Carolina. And one thing that he has learned through OLU baseball is how to look past adversity and to better himself. That's number 18, Ryan Irwin. Number 23, Brian Martinez. Brian is an outfielder and he's played on varsity for 2 years. He is joined tonight by his mom, his dad, and sisters Bianca and Daniela. He has received honor roll recognition and he has a 3.5 grade point average. His plans after high school is to play baseball at Long Beach State. His most influential person at OLU is Miss Chev because of making my transition into OLU. It's a lot easier and always checking up on me during the day. Most memorable baseball experience at OLU is playing baseball with his boys at North Carolina. Favorite high school memory outside of baseball is the baseball retreat in Big Bear. And something he's learned through OLU baseball. He says he has learned that baseball is more than just a game. The people I have met here have impacted me to be not only a better baseball player, but a better person. That's number 23, Brian Martinez. Number 26, Gabe Miranda. By his mom Suzanne, his dad Marcelo, and sister Priscilla. Academic honors include being on the honor roll and has a grade point average of 3.7. Plans after high school is he's going to continue his baseball career at TCU. Most influential person at OLU was Miss Chev because she's always reminded me to just put my head down and to get to work on whatever is in front of me whenever I needed that reminder. Most memorable baseball experience is winning the Trinity League. Favorite high school experience outside baseball is football games. And something he's learned through OLU baseball is grind and work hard. That's number 26, Gabe Miranda. Number 27, JD Rodriguez. JD is a pitcher. He's played on varsity for 1 year. He is joined tonight by his dad, Dan, his mom, Joe, sisters, Alyssa and Amanda. His plans after high school is he's going to be playing baseball at USC and study business administration. Most influential person at OLU was Coach Trevor Wood. He never gave up on me when it seemed like everyone else had. His most memorable baseball experience was going to National High School Invitational this year. His high school memory outside of baseball is Lancer football games and a Lancer camp this sophomore year. Something he's learned through OLU baseball is that everyone's story is different. You create your own path. That's number 27, JD Rodriguez.
Orange, California, where tonight we present Orange Lutheran.
Number 35, Mikey Romero. Mikey is a shortstop and he's been on varsity for 2 years. He is joined tonight by his mom, his dad, and his sister. Academic honors include an overall GPA of 3.5. Plans after high school is he will be attending LSU to play baseball. Most influential person at OLU is Miss Shevlin. Always keeps me on my stuff. Most memorable baseball experience at OLU is playing in the playoffs last year. Most memorable event at OLU outside of baseball was the prom last year. And something that he's learned through OLU baseball is God and baseball go hand in hand. And one thing that he would like to include is thank you for everything, OLU. That's number 35, Mikey Romero.
Night, obviously, each and every year for you guys as you celebrate your seniors this evening. Let's just start with a general question. I mean, tell me about this class and what you've seen out of them these last 4 years.
Yeah, it's a special group, you know, starting with those guys that have been here for 4 years. You know, a lot of these guys I've had since they were 11 and 12 years old through the USA national team, and the opportunity to have 3 guys here that played on that team back in 2016 in Mexico, you know, and see how those guys have progressed from 11 years old to now 18 years old, getting ready to step out in the real world and take that next journey in their baseball lives it's pretty special. But the whole group, you know, there's 14 kids here. We had 8 of them sign letters of, you know, intent a couple of days ago at signing day, which is pretty special. And there's no doubt in my mind the other kids are going to go on and play too. They're still trying to figure out what they're doing. But, you know, the talent speaks for itself with this class. I think we're something like 87 and 15 or something over those guys 4 years, which is unheard of, you know, for a group of guys. And I think, you know, beyond the playing field, just the leadership that they bring, it's never been more fun to come to the ballpark every day. You just have a great group of great group of men that represent, you know, what being a Lancer really means.
Yeah, you have guys like, we'll start with Carson Bowen and Gabe Miranda, guys who have played Bowen for 4 years as a starter, Gabe for 3 years as a starter. I mean, why don't we start with them and what they've provided to this program from a leadership standpoint, a growth standpoint, and just an example of what it means to be a Lancer.
Yeah, well, I think a team's only as good as its strongest leaders, right? You know, and those guys are about as good as it gets. Starting with Carson, I mean, you know, 4-year guy at Orange Lutheran. I mean, he's one of, I don't know, 10 to 12 guys that have ever done that. And his leadership abilities are just off the charts. You know, he's one of the hardest working kids you've ever seen, whether it be just in the cages every day or in the weight room working harder than everybody else. You know, when you set the example at the top with those guys, it really makes it easier for the rest of the guys to just fall in line. You know, and then Gabe Miranda, same thing. I mean, those 2 guys together just, you know, they're not always the most vocal guys, but just the way they go about their business, it's very professional, business-like, in a blue-collar manner where they're just, you know, they're out there trying to get better in everything that they do every single day, and it makes it a lot easier, just like I said with Carson, you know. I think the example when our freshmen come in as young guys and they see those guys in the weight room every day, and how they go about their business off the field, it's easy to see why they have the successes that they do on the field.
Right. All the way down to guys like Sawyer Fortman and Jacob Pareda, who have faced adversity, were not guaranteed playing time necessarily coming into their senior years, but yet they continued to work hard, and they put in the extra time they needed to get themselves into the lineup. How inspirational is that, do you think, for the underclassmen from those two guys?
Yeah, unbelievable. And it's more than those two guys. Starting with those two guys, JP, I mean, unbelievable story from his freshman year to now. He's a young senior that, to be honest, he played JVs as a junior last year. We gave him a uniform this year thinking, hey, he's going to be our bullpen catcher, maybe get a couple at bats here and there. And now here he is, pretty much our everyday starting DH. Yep. So just that resilience that he has shown to perform at such a high level. And, he just got done talking to a college coach. I mean, he's going to have the opportunity to play. But again, it's just another one of those kids always smiling, yes sir, no sir kind of guy, doing all the right things. And so one of my biggest sayings is good things happen to good people. And he's a prime example of that, And then Sawyer, you look at him, I mean, he was a pitcher only on our team last year, and now he's gotten probably close to 50 at-bats this year, been an instrumental part of our success this year. And, I think, again, it starts with just kind of the example the older guys set for these guys, and they want to wear that uniform and be out on that field on Friday nights at Hart Park in front of our fan base. And so the work ethic speaks for itself, and it just shows the drastic improvement in those guys, and then you can go to J.D. Rodriguez, another senior that, was on JVs as a junior last year, throwing 82 to 84 miles an hour, and now he comes back after a strong summer working out, getting bigger, stronger, faster, and he's a 90-mile-an-hour guy, going to a Pac-12 school. Just an unbelievable story. Ryan Irwin, another senior, just really proud of him. I mean, he lost 50 pounds between last year and this year.
Wow.
So he was another junior that played JVs last year. We always knew he could hit a little bit. We told him, kind of his range and whatnot was going to be something that could limit him down the road, but that he would give himself a better chance if he just became a little more agile. And he comes back in August and, didn't even recognize the kid. So it's just that determination and work ethic that I think is, it's set by kind of the traditions of Orange Lutheran baseball and what it takes to be here. And guys really, see the fruits of their hard work and labor.
Yeah, absolutely. One other thing that these guys had to deal with, maybe not as much as the couple classes that preceded them, but the COVID situation and having that 2020 season taken away. Just tell me about what you saw in the guys involved with this class in terms of taking that, making the most of it, and trying to come back better ball players and better teenagers as a result of that.
Well, I think you could speak for a lot of them. There was a lot of different things going on during COVID. A lot of our kids went out of state and did what they had to do. They loved the game so much and they didn't want to fall behind. So I think it starts there with going back to that work ethic piece. The guys and their families showing the support for them to send them back to the South or back east or to Arizona to get time, and then the strength piece. The bigger, stronger, faster thing obviously is huge. And these guys' bodies just changed drastically through that COVID stuff. So the physical part took care of itself, and because of their commitment levels. I think as a coach, it actually helped in a lot of ways with some of the kids, in that they don't take things for granted anymore. Yeah. But on the other end, it made things difficult. The mental illness stuff and the mental challenges that they have to go through is something that we have to talk about and focus and try to check in with these guys every single day. So I'm just really proud of them. This group of guys is as special as it gets, and it's fun to be able to run them all out there on the field tonight.
Absolutely. Don't want to forget about guys who came into the program as well. Lewis, who's been here now for his third year. You have Mikey, Brian, Oliver coming in this year, Chase coming in for a couple of years too, and Simeon as well. So we want to make sure that we get everybody too. But those guys coming in, the challenge of maybe living up to an expectation of what it takes to be a Lancer as well, the adjustment, but their commitment to that adjustment has really boosted your program, it seems, these last couple of years.
Yeah, it really has. I think first and foremost, guys that want to come to a new program, it can always create a lot of conflict. It can create some issues and whatnot. And when you speak of those 5 or 6 kids, every one of them came in with the right mentality that, they had to work hard, they had to earn the respect of their teammates and their coaches, and do the right things all the time. And I think they're a prime example of that. Every one of them kind of came in at different phases, as late as Simeon coming in January, but really bought into what we're doing and really been a great teammate out there and everything that he does. And I think that you could drastically see when you're watching practice every day the improvements that he's made in just the short time that we've had with him. Yeah. Brian Martinez came in last year and had the sit-out period, and didn't get the opportunity to play every day because he had to sit the first 30 days, and we were obviously playing well. It was hard to change the lineup. We knew what a talent he was, but it's pretty hard to, break something or, fix something if it's not broke.
Yeah.
So he got some at-bats, and then, he came back this year, and he's a starting right fielder pretty much every day. Lewis obviously has just been tremendous. You know, he transferred in that first year. We were so excited to have him, and he missed the whole year because of sit-out period and COVID. And he's just been, you know, instrumental in our success the last 2 years. Yeah. You know, I think we've only lost 1 or 2 games with him on the mound in 2 years. It says a lot about what he brings to the table every day. Oliver obviously was a huge impact guy that, you know, came in as a senior before the year. And again, when a high-profile guy comes in, it can create some issues. And I think, you know, we saw that a little bit early, just kind of trying to find his place and where he was going to fit for us and how we did things, you know. But, I mean, now he's the guy that everybody flocks to, you know. He's the guy in the dugout people want to be around, and he's just, you know, it's contagious, I think, just the traditions that have been built here at Orange Lutheran from the guys that came before him, and it's pretty special to sit back a little bit and not have to be as hands-on because a lot of our players are taking that role.
Right. Don't want to forget about Jackson, too. What an inspirational story he is, coming back from all that adversity with the arm issues as well and being able to contribute to this team this year. Yeah, no doubt. You know, here's a guy that hasn't pitched in 3 years. I mean, he's been dealing with so much adversity, you can't even think about what it's like to be in his shoes, you know. But to see him come back this year and really have some success, and we knew it was going to be a longer process. You know, I can't wait to see what the next step is for him. I think we've seen some really good progression out of him this year. You know, his last 3 or 4 outings have been really, really good. We're going to see him again tonight. And I think that he's going to be really prepared to step into the collegiate level, wherever that is that he chooses to go. I think he's going to help somebody. It wouldn't surprise me if he's playing professionally one day. Yeah, absolutely. Once again, we're here with head coach Eric Borba. First and foremost, thank you for all the time. I know I've asked a lot of you already with this class and these questions, but the last question for me is just being able to see them all take the field together here tonight. How special is that for you as a coach? I know you get to see it at the last home game every year, but with this group, what makes it so special for you this time around?
I think, you know, the fact that we have 14 of them and we have such a deep and talented roster that, you know, you don't ever get to see them all enjoying those fruits at the same time, and to see them all out there together at one time, you get a tear in your eye. You know, every year this day is really special, and it's so much bigger than baseball. It's just about the experiences they create, and every single one of them is going to be able to talk about playing at Hart Park under the lights, you know, for Orange Lutheran High School, which is something they're going to tell their kids and grandkids for years to come. And hopefully they're coming back to the ballpark to hopefully practice and work out with us in the off season when they're not playing professionally, but even bring their kids back later on like we see.
Or an alumni game. That would be nice, too.
Yeah, that, too. Take it easy on us, though.
Right, exactly. Well, once again, I mean, whether they're 4 years here at Orange Lutheran or they come in, you know, as a transfer, they're all brought together, you know, by this coaching staff and by you as well. And we appreciate the time that you guys put in, not only for these kids, but, again, to be able to talk to them with us as well here on the pregame show. Congratulations on another successful senior class. Looking forward to seeing what they do in the future, and we're looking forward to seeing them on the field together tonight. Thank you, Coach, for the time.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure. It's really a blessing to get to coach such wonderful kids. It's a pleasure to have you calling our games every day. I think you're the best in the business, and just really appreciate everything you guys do for these kids and their families.
Appreciate it, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Nathan.
Once again, Eric Borba on the pregame show. Again, talking about a special senior class this year. 14 of them being honored before the game, and an all-senior lineup as they take the field here just before the opening invocation and the national anthem. We will break away when those two take place as well. The two coaches have met at home plate. They have gone over the ground rules, and we are just about set for baseball here on a beautiful Wednesday night here in Orange, California. Temperature in the mid-60s, the sun setting out beyond the right field corner, but still plenty of daylight left here before we get under the lights here tonight. Game number 2 between Orange Lutheran and Santa Margarita. The Lancers 22-4 overall on the year. They are 11-2 and are your Trinity League champions. On the other side, Santa Margarita is 18-8 overall. They are 6-7 in the Trinity League, still fighting for a guaranteed top 3 playoff spot, but they now find themselves a game and a half behind both J. Sarah and Servite, who have each gone 2-0 against their opponents this week. We'll step aside here for the opening invocation and the national anthem. We'll be right back with baseball in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone, Mixler.com, and the Coach's Radar.
Dear precious Savior, this evening we come before you in celebration of all the seniors of Santa Margarita and Orange Lutheran in attendance here this evening. Tonight we recognize them and ask your blessings to be placed over them as their high school years are coming to a completion. It is cause for celebration for what you have done for them in their lives. And for their future journeys, continue to provide guidance and direction into the paths you have paved for them. Lord, we also give praise to you for all these senior parents. For the past 4 years, they have made countless sacrifices in providing dedication and support to their sons and their athletic and academic programs. Their sons and schools are most grateful for them, as we are blessed. Now it's time to play some baseball, and as the players have taken the field, we pray for good sportsmanship and Christian demeanor be reflected through their actions, as well as the actions of the coaches and fans. Finally, Lord, we continue to ask that you lead us all to the rewards of your kingdom, where you live and reign forever and ever. We pray this all in your holy name. All this people say, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue standing as we honor America in the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Lutheran High senior Chloe Larson.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Banner sung by Orange Lutheran senior Chloe Larson, and with that we are just about set for game 2 of this 3-game set and our second to last game of the regular season. Hard to believe we're at this point already. It seems like just a week or two ago we were starting off this 2022 campaign, and we are now on game 27 of 28. Orange Lutheran taking on Santa Margarita once again here this evening, as these two did battle a couple of days ago down in Rancho Santa Margarita, a game Orange Lutheran won 13-7 to improve to 22-4 this season. They went with Jordan Cole on the mound. It was Nick Peterson who ended up taking the win, his first of the year out of relief. And tonight the Lancers turn to Luis Rodriguez, their ace this season, pitcher number 1 to Oliver Santos's 1A, as Luis Rodriguez brings a 7-0 record into the contest tonight, an ERA under 1. He has been masterful for most of the year this year. Let's get the rest of the numbers. .77 ERA, 45 innings of work this year. He's given up 5 earned runs, 7 total on 29 hits. He's struck out 56 batters, but perhaps the most impressive number, in 45 innings of work, he has walked just 3 this season. So he attacks the strike zone. He gets after batters. He is not afraid to pitch to contact, and he's the guy who gets the start here tonight. Let's get Chris Malick's starting lineup to you, as the visiting Eagles once again come in looking for a victory here today, 18-8 overall. And in 4th in the Trinity League, Blake Balls will lead things off. He is playing catcher today. Ian Grogan will bat 2nd. He's the left fielder. Luke Lavin will bat 3rd. The first baseman tonight, Logan DeGroot, will bat 4th. He is the right fielder. At short is Blake Wilson. He bats 5th. Zach Felstad, the junior, at 2nd, bats 6th. As the opening pitch comes in from Rodriguez, a cutter on the outside edge for a strike, and we're underway here on a Wednesday evening. Luke Johnson, the designated hitter, batting 7th tonight. Drew Rudder in center, batting 8th, and Ryan Knopper, the third baseman, batting 9th tonight for the Eagles. Here comes the 0-1, and that one is a bit low and outside. The count evens out, 1 ball and 1 strike. Blake Balls in the leadoff position. Had a good day yesterday. Made it, reached base, 3 times in the ball game. A walk, a single, and a hit by pitch as this cutter misses low, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. After balls at bat, we will introduce the defensive alignment here for Orange Lutheran. They are 22-4 under the head coaching of 14th year Eric Borba, who you heard before the game, talking about this 2022 class as that cutter hits the outside edge, for a strike, and we're at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blake Walls, the junior going to UCLA, checks in at 5'11", a left-hander. Here comes the pitch and a swing and a miss. And Rodriguez opens things up with a strikeout here on a breezy Wednesday night in Orange, California. First home game that the Lancers have had in about a month as well. The last time we were here was in the last week of March against St. John Bosco. So Orange Lutheran happy to be back home for one more before the playoffs start, as the first pitch here on the left-hander, Ian Grogan, is in there for a strike, and he falls behind 0-1. Defensively for the Lancers, all seniors. Carson Bowen behind the plate, Gabe Miranda at first. At second is Chase Cunnings as the 0-1 comes in. That one's on the outside edge, make it 0-2. Mikey Romero at short. Sawyer Fortman gets the start at third today. Ryan Irwin in left. Simeon Gillian the start in center. And Brian Martinez gets the start in right field tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez stands tall on the mound. Will reset here as Grogan steps out for extra time. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Dropped by Bowen. He'll clear a lane and toss it down to first as Grogan is retired for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. A pair of strikeouts for Rodriguez to start off his 9th, I believe, start of the season. And that will bring up Luke Lavin. 3, 4, and 5 batters in the order on Monday for Santa Margarita did damage in the 3rd inning. Lavin was a part of that as his first pitch misses a bit up and away. And the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Lavin ended up going 1 for 3, an RBI single and a run scored in the 3rd. He walked in the 6th. Fly ball to center and a strikeout mixed in there as well, as this one is chopped foul to the right, and the count evens out 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 feet 4 inches tall, Luke Lavin. Playing first base tonight. He was behind the plate on Monday. Here comes the 1-1. This one chopped foul as well to the right. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And talking with Chris Malik before the game, the 5th-year head coach at Santa Margarita, disappointed in the effort of his Eagles on Monday. 6 errors committed by the Eagles in that ball game. And plenty of free passes to boot, 8 in all, as this one is swung on and missed. And it's 3 strikeouts for Luis Rodriguez here in the top of the 1st inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Santa Margarita. We're through half an inning of play. Santa Margarita nothing. Orange Lutheran coming up. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Good start there for Luis Rodriguez. Sammy Kova, the left-hander, will get the start for Santa Margarita tonight. We'll try to match that in the bottom half of the 1st. Before we get there, a quick reminder that baseball fans, are you looking for a reliable, cost-effective commercial cleaning company in Orange County? Then contact Jet Clean Janitorial at jetcleaninc.com to handle all your commercial cleaning needs. Jet Clean, the finest and the fastest, guaranteed. And Friends, established in 2002, veteran-owned and operated Innovative Career Resources and Staffing, is one of Orange County's premier recruiting and staffing firms and a sponsor of OLU Baseball. If you're looking for great people for your company or looking to make a career move, contact Innovative Career Resources and Staffing at 714-508-8620. That's 714-508-8620. Tonight's game, the only one in the Trinity League taking place. The other 4 teams played Game 2 yesterday on a Tuesday afternoon as Mater Dei fell to J. Sarah for the 2nd consecutive ball game. And in Anaheim, Servite came away with a victory over St. John Bosco. Again, the 2 of them are in second at 8 and 6. 4 games behind Orange Lutheran to this point. 4.5, pardon me. Nope. I'll try that again. 3.5 games behind Orange Lutheran, who is playing game number 14 in league play here tonight. If the standings end up the way that they are now, I believe Jay Serra has the tiebreaker over Servite and would represent the Trinity League as the number 2 seed into the Division I playoffs. Servite would finish at number 3 and Santa Margarita would come in 4th. St. John Bosco stands in 5th right now. They are 5-9, but still in playoff contention as they are ranked highly in Division III. Mater Dei in 6th. They are 3-11. First pitch from Kova here on Bowen, misses low and outside, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes. All senior lineup, as we mentioned. Carson Bowen, the leadoff man here tonight. Chase Cummings will bat 2nd. Mikey Romero will bat 3rd. If anybody gets on in this inning, Brian Martinez will be due up 4th. Here comes the 1-0. That fastball just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0 here on Carson Bowen. Gabe Miranda to bat 5th. Sawyer Fortman, the 3rd baseman, to bat 6th tonight. Jacob Pareda, the designated hitter, batting 7th. Ryan Irwin will bat 8th, playing left field, and Simeon Gillian will round it out. The center fielder will bat 9th. That fastball hits the outside edge, and Kova's back into it. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sammy Kova, 1-4 on the year, 3.15 ERA. The left-hander got the start in Game 3 last year against Orange Lutheran in what ended up being a competitive ball game. Here's a shot down the right field line, but foul, and the count evens out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson Bowen, his batting average going back down into the 200s after a big 4-for-4 game on Friday last week to close out the Boris Baseball Classic. A bit of a struggle yesterday. He ended up going 0-for-4. A couple of groundouts, a flyout, and a strikeout. Here comes the 2-2. This one lifted out towards right, backing up forward a bit. Now camping under it is Logan DeGroot. The sophomore makes the catch for out number 1. 1 down, nobody on. Chase Cummings, the next man up. Let's introduce the Eagles defense. Blake Balls, the junior, behind the plate. Luke Lavin, the junior, over at first. Zach Felstad, the junior, at second. Junior Blake Wilson at short. Senior Ryan Knopper at third. In left is senior Ian Grogan. Junior Drew Rudder in center, and Logan DeGroot, the sophomore who we just mentioned, is in right field. Eagles wearing their alternate blue jerseys with SM written in white letters on the upper left side of the chest. This one lifted foul and out of play by Cummings. The count goes to 0-1. Coupling it with the gray pants, the white accents on those blue jerseys, wearing the blue caps with the SM on the forehead as well. Orange Lutheran in their home white uniforms with the red caps. They've got the long, high red socks and the red cleats to go with it. Red numbers on the front and back. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the first, and Cummings will watch that one low. That evens us up 1 ball and 1 strike. Chase Cummings in the 8th spot on Monday. Ended up going 2 for 3. Reached base all 3 of his plate appearances. One of them was due to an error, however. Here comes the 1-1. Low and inside from Kova. The count goes to 2-1. He's 6'1", uncommitted to this point, but you have to think that with the way that he's handled the bat this year and played second base, somebody's looking at him. He leads the team in batting average. He's still around the 400 mark this year, and doing so primarily out of the bottom of the order. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball up in the zone, and the count evens out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing about senior night, you get a chance to hear some of the profiles on these kids and how they view themselves and what they've learned in this program. And for Chase Cummings, he will be known as one of the more clutch hitters to come through Orange Lutheran the last couple of seasons. As that fastball misses low, the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Said his favorite memory was walking off against Jay Serra earlier this year. Brought in the go-ahead run in, I believe, the bottom of the 6th inning in a 1-0 ball game with Matthew Champion on the mound. Here's the payoff pitch and a line drive out towards second through the glove of Zach Felstad and into right field, and Chase Cummings has a base hit here in the bottom of the first. Worked the count full, didn't try to do too much with it, but put a good solid swing on that fastball and lined it out towards right field. And that'll bring up Mikey Romero with 1 on and 1 out. Well, this guy has really heated up over the last 2 games. How about 7 for 8 combined on Friday and Monday for Mikey Romero? He was a double away from the cycle on Monday at Santa Margarita. Picked up his 5th, and yes, 5th triple of the season down in South Orange County. He also launched a solo home run to left center field his first time up in that ball game as he watches one low and away and gets ahead of the count here, 1 ball and no strikes. Kova out of the stretch. The left-hander looks over at first and will fire to the plate. In there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Little two-seam, little arm side run on that fastball. So if it starts just a hair outside on a left-hander, it'll likely come back in and hit the outside edge. Something to keep an eye on. Romero has seen his batting average jump from 276 to 333 in those 2 games. So he is back on track, and mentioned it on Twitter. Not a bad time to heat up. The playoffs right around the corner as this pitch misses outside. Count goes to 2-1. Over at first is Chase Cummings. We're just underway here at Hart Park. Wind blowing from left center over towards the first base line. We can feel the breeze behind home plate as well. It's making the temperature feel just a little bit cooler than the low 60s that we see. Kova looks over at first. Here's the pitch. Curveball. That one gets away from the catcher, Blake Balls, and to the backstop. Cummings will head over to second base, and the Lancers have a runner in scoring position. A good hitter's count here for Mikey Romero, who's ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. 6'1" senior, one of 8 to sign to play baseball with Division I programs next year. His signature went on a letter of intent, sending him to Louisiana State University. Left-hander employs a slightly open stance. 4 for 4 on Friday against Notre Dame in what was a blowout 21-2 victory, as this pitch just misses outside as well. And Romero will head down to first. So after getting the first batter, Bowen, to fly out, Kova has allowed a single and a 5-pitch walk here to Mikey Romero. That puts runners on at first and second here for Brian Martinez. Boy, let me tell you, how fun was it to see him launch one out of right center yesterday. A 3-run homer late in the ball game. Could be the spark he needs to get that bat back in line. We love to see it. As Martinez steps in there, he's faced some adversity this season. He is in the cleanup role here tonight in this all-senior lineup as the first pitch comes inside, and the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. 2 homers for the Lancers yesterday. His was the second, and at the time he hit it, it put Orange Lutheran up 11-4. Lancers got off to a 5-0 lead early in yesterday's game. Watched as the Eagles scored 4 runs in the bottom of the third to make it 5-4. The Lancers crept away with single runs in the 4th and 5th innings, and then opened it up with a 4-run 6th and added 2 more in the 7th. Santa Margarita responded with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, but it was too little too late as they fell for the 8th time this year. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It evens us up. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Martinez, who signed his letter of intent to play at Long Beach State University next season. Nice curveball there, but this one hammered down the left field line, and that will go foul. Much to the dismay of his teammates in the dugout, who are willing it to stay fair. It just wouldn't do so. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can hear that breeze coming in a little bit. Temperature already getting pretty cold here. The extra layers are already on here at Hart Park tonight. Week started off hot. It was 85, 86 degrees when we played baseball on Monday, and now it's in the low 60s to start game 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on here for Orange Lutheran. This one fought off the inside part of the bat. That will be caught by Lavin at first, and it looks like they will double up Cummings over at second base. That was a tough one to read because it was right at the ground when Lavin was able to reach down the glove and keep it from hitting the ground. Good awareness there to try first and then throw to second to see Cummings well off the bag. And Santa Margarita gets a double play to end the inning. That's a line out to first and then a double up of Cummings over at second for the final out. And the Lancers go down no runs on one hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We are through one here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran and Santa Margarita scoreless. We head to the top of the second in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and Mixler.com. You're watching it live on the Coach's Radar.
Have you picked up your copy of the 2022 Lancer Baseball program? Well, it's not too late, so pick one. Baseball. View your awesome sponsors and a lot more. Also, OLU students and faculty members, if you have recently joined us, welcome to Student and Faculty Appreciation Night. We wish to thank you for your support throughout the season, so dinner is on us. Be sure to pick up a meal ticket from the welcoming table by the third base dugout to receive your complimentary hamburger or hot dog combo meal. Tickets will be available through the fourth inning. We wish to thank you all for supporting the Lancer Baseball program. Leading off and batting fourth for Santa Margarita, right fielder, for 41, Logan DeGroot.
Welcome back to Hart Park. Top of the second inning we go. No score between Orange Lutheran and Santa Margarita. Game 2 of our 3-game series this week as we close out the regular season tomorrow afternoon at Santa Margarita. But these two teams meeting up tonight for Game 2. And the top of the second, Logan DeGroot, Blake Wilson, and Zach Felstad due up in this inning. DeGroot already behind 0-2 after a couple of swinging strikes. Rodriguez wasting no time on the mound. He struck out the side in the top of the first, and he starts it out with another strikeout here. 3 pitches, and down goes the sophomore as he heads back to the dugout. 1 out, nobody on here for Blake Wilson. Rodriguez just wants to get in and get out, it appears, here on senior night. We'll likely see other seniors coming in on the mound for Orange Lutheran as well. They've got a few other pitchers in J.D. Rodriguez and Jackson Andeal. This pitch misses low and outside to start the right-hander Blake Wilson. And the count goes to 1-0. The junior playing shortstop was a part of that group in the middle of the order that brought in runs in the third. This one cut on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1. He was 1 for 2 yesterday, reached base 3 times in that ball game. Pardon me, on Monday. Keep having to remember, usually there's no day between Game 1 and Game 2 of the series, but they moved it around this week. 1-1, swung on and fouled straight back as Wilson falls behind 1-2. RBI single in the third. He also walked twice late in the ball game on Monday. Started his day in Game 1 with a ground out to third. Crowds the plate a little bit with the back foot. The right-hander awaits the 1-2 here from Luis Rodriguez. Here's the pitch, curveball, and Wilson thought that was strike 3, but no call from the home plate umpire. He might be taking a sigh of relief as he stays up in the batter's box. Rodriguez doesn't mind. He's just back up onto the hill ready to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is, and a fastball swung on and missed. 5 Ks in a row to start this one off for Luis Rodriguez. And with 2 outs and nobody on, it'll be Zach Felstad due up next.
Sixth, second baseman, number 6, Zach Felstad.
This guy would love a turnaround here today. Couple of errors in Monday's game. And at the plate, ended up going 0 for 3 with a walk as he takes one in there for a strike. Pardon me, he was pinch hit for, so he went 0 for 3. As he falls behind here, 0-1, the left-hander playing second base. It was Bryce Humphrey who came in for him and earned a walk in that ball game in the 5th inning as he falls behind here, 0-2. Another swing and a miss, and Rodriguez is just getting ahead of these hitters, very workmanlike. It's a business to him, and these transactions are all in his favor so far. Slider, swing and a miss, and Felstad goes down on 3 pitches. Luis Rodriguez just going right after these Eagles in the first 2 innings of work as he strikes out the side the second consecutive time to start off the ball game for the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are through 1.5 here at Hart Park. No score between Orange Lutheran and Santa Margarita. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone, Mixler.com, and the Coach's Radar. OLU Baseball. McDavid specializes in sports medicine, protective gear, and recovery items. Are you in need of ankle braces, knee supports, compression, and more? Then visit McDavidUSA.com and use promotion code OLU15 and receive 15% off your purchase. Once again, that's McDavidUSA.com and use promotion code OLU15 and receive 15% off your purchase. While we're at it, Lancer fans, Brake and Tire Depot is a Lancer family-owned small business serving Orange County for 31 years and proud sponsors of Orange Lutheran Baseball. Visit them at 1205 East 1st Street in Santa Ana for a special Lancer discount. Once again, that's Brake and Tire Depot. Visit them at 1205 East 1st Street in Santa Ana for a special Lancer discount. Sammy Kova just about ready to go once again. He'll face off against the 5, 6, and 7 batters in the Lancer order. Orange Lutheran sent 4 men to the plate. Brian Martinez lined out to first, and they doubled up Chase Cummings, who was a bit too far off the second base bag as the Eagles got out of the inning unscathed. Lefty versus lefty matchup to start us off here in the bottom of the second. Gabe Miranda will step in. Left-hander with an open stance, the 6'3" TCU signee. Ready to go as Kova kicks and deals. This one lifted deep out towards left center. Backing up for it is Drew Rudder, and he'll have a room out there to make the catch. And on one pitch, Miranda is retired. Gave it a ride, but with these conditions here, fly balls aren't really going to do it for you, as Sawyer Fortman will be the next man up. Cold weather and the wind coming in from center field, generally not conducive of long fly balls, as both of these teams will work to operate with line drives and grounders through the infield in this one. Fortman steps in, the right-hander watches the first pitch up and away from Sammy Kova, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes. Fortman came into the ball game late yesterday. So Lancers continued to pour on runs even into the 7th inning. Shows bunt, gets this one down, but it's foul, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. The about 6-foot senior his hard work paying off in multiple ways this year, getting playing time and committing late to Baylor University, where he'll continue his baseball career. He was one of the 8 who ended up signing yesterday in that senior class, as this one is swung on and missed, and he falls behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. But really, he came on strong early in the year and earned that spot as the team's left fielder and designated hitter. He switched off between roles, and since the emergence of Jacob Pareda, he's now split that time at the designated hitter's role with Pareda, who is on deck. This pitch is upstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. But still, the early success that he had has really paved the way for him to continue his academic and sports career at the next level. Here trying to get a base hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that one's in there for a called strike, and Fortman is retired for out number 2. First strikeout for Kova tonight comes by way of a fastball that Fortman watched go by as he will head back to the dugout. And with that, we head to Jacob Pareda. 2 up, 2 down in the inning here for the Eagles defensively. And Jacob Pareda, whose batting average still rests just a hair above 500, is ready to go here tonight. 10 of 19 on the year. And another guy, I believe Dallas Baptist University was what we had heard when they were introducing him for senior night. Like Fortman, very similar stories, not guaranteed playing time, and just worked their way into the lineup. As the first pitch comes in, a swing and a miss on a fastball a bit above the belt, make it a foul tip into the glove of Blake Balls behind the plate, and the count goes to 0-1. About 6 foot even Jacob Pareda, 526 officially the batting average in limited play this year. Worked his way into the lineup midway through the year and has been one of the first guys off the bench in pitch hit situations, as this one is in there for a called strike as well, and Balls accidentally spikes the ball into the ground towards the Lancer dugout. So a new baseball out to Sammy Kova as he is one strike away from a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the second. No score. No hits either. They've taken the hit away from Chase Cummings and made it an error on the second baseman, Zach Felstad. 0-2. Fastball misses a bit outside. Make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. So they say that ball tipped the glove there of Felstad at second base off the bat of Chase Cummings back in the first. So we have no hits yet here tonight. Unfortunately for Felstad, his 3rd error in the series. This one did not do any damage, however, as the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch comes in upstairs, and the count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So let's change that in the scorebook as well, make sure that we're up to date. Pareda, a left-hander, open stance at the plate. Rests the bat head on the shoulder as he waits for Kova to come set. Here comes the 2-2. This one a line drive out towards left. There's the first base hit of the ball game. And Pareda provides the Lancers with a 2-out base runner here and gives Ryan Irwin a chance in the bottom of the second inning with 1 on.
Batting eighth for your Lancers.
11th hit of the season for Pareda.
Number 18, Ryan.
And now it'll be Ryan Irwin due up next here for Orange Lutheran. And you heard Eric Borba talk about it before the game. He actually really got into shape before his senior season, dropped a large amount of weight. I believe Coach said somewhere in the area of 40 pounds or so, as this pitch is in there for a called strike. But really just goes to show that even the guys who don't get everyday playing time are putting in work to better themselves both on and off the field. As Irwin takes one down at the knees, falls behind 0-1. Playing left field tonight, we've seen him play third. We usually see him in pregame warm-ups taking grounders at third. This one off the end of the bat and towards the Santa Margarita dugout. And the count goes to 0-2. And Irwin, we feared earlier this year when they were in North Carolina that a fastball that he took off the left forearm had done some damage, but thankfully not to be the case. He's able to continue his senior season. No balls and 2 strikes the count as Kova looks at Pareda, fires to the plate, late swing on a fastball. And hang on a second, the home plate umpire is awarding Irwin first base and calling catcher's interference. Chris Malick's going to head out and have a chat here with the home plate umpire. The call is that Irwin's bat made contact with Ball's glove, and the home plate umpire made the call quickly. As Santa Margarita was coming off the field, he called everybody back on and said, yeah, hey, Irwin, head over to first base. So a break for Orange Lutheran perhaps as Malick pleads his case to the home plate umpire. And the umpire is going to keep the call, stick to his conviction. Malick will head back to the dugout after getting a couple final words in. And Orange Lutheran will continue here in the bottom of the second. So what was a strike 3 ends up turning into catcher's interference. Pareda moves up to second. Irwin will head over to first. And Simeon Gillian will have an opportunity to make his way to the plate to continue this inning for Orange Lutheran. Malick still talking with the home plate umpire. The umpire wants him to go back into the dugout. Malick still wants to talk about the call. Umpire is telling him to stop now as the two continue trading. Kova waiting to get going on the mound once again, and Gillian awaiting his first turn at the plate. Couldn't tell from our vantage point. Malick may have an argument there.
Center fielder, number 0.
From behind home plate, it looked like maybe a check swing and a late one there by Irwin, but maybe he couldn't get all the way around because he made contact with the glove. We don't know. Either way, back to the action we go. Runners at first and second with Gillian at the plate. Takes the first pitch strike at the knees, and the count goes to 0-1. Center fielder in his senior season. His dad was hired at Orange Lutheran to be a track coach here. And you look at Gillian, he's certainly athletic. This one in there for a strike as well. The count goes to 0-2. Picked up his first hit of the year out in North Carolina in that Stoneman-Douglas game. Right-hander with a slightly open stance awaits as Kova looks back at second base. Here comes the pitch, going right after him. This one popped up foul and out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Said before the start of the year what he really wanted to work on for his senior campaign with a new school. He didn't start working with the Lancers until January. Wanted to work on his swing technique and really broke it down and figured out specifically what he wanted to do and began working on it. And said that the coaches and his teammates have been instrumental in helping him improve his game as a baseball player. Kova not checking the runner yet. Now he looks back at second base. Here comes the 0-2 one more time. Here's a line drive out to right. Base hit. Here comes Pareda around third. The throw from right gets away from Bowles, and the runners will advance to second and third. Gillian with an RBI base hit. Orange Lutheran takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Irwin at third, Gillian at second, 1-0 Lancers looking for more here with Carson Bowen making his way to the plate. Good throw from DeGroot from right field. Would have been tough to get the runner as it was on the first base side of the plate. But Ball's trying to make a quick swipe. The ball kind of glanced off the tip of the glove and bounced towards the Santa Margarita dugout as Pareda scored. Irwin thought about it, but stayed over at third base anyway to give Bowen an opportunity to drive in 2 more if he can find a base hit. So Bowen will step in. Led off the bottom of the first with a fly ball out to right. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch, and that one's inside. And the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. He's got the right colored cleats on tonight, the red ones. Last couple of games, while everybody else was wearing red, he had black cleats on. We thought on Friday that really helped his cause because he went 4 for 4 with 2 singles, a double, and a homer. 4 runs scored and 4 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch and a hard hit ground ball to the left side. That's through. 1 run is home as Irwin scores. Gillian trips a bit around third, but he will come home to score as well. 2 runs score on the single by Carson Bowen, and just like that, it's 3-0 Orange Lutheran. So Carson Bowen comes through with a couple of runs batted in. Make it 3-0 Orange Lutheran, and Willie Cool, the pitching coach here at Santa Margarita, wants to have a chat with Sammy Kova in the infield. Again, Santa Margarita had gotten the first 2 out. Thought they had out number 3 on a check swing by Ryan Irwin, but the home plate umpire said that he made contact with the glove of balls behind the plate, and that kept the inning going for Simeon Gillian and Carson Bowen, who have come through with back-to-back run-scoring singles. All of a sudden, just like that, it's a 3-run swing for Orange Lutheran, as Kova will now work against Chase Cummings to try to get out of the frame. We're still here in the bottom of the second.
Second baseman, number 5, Chase Cunnings.
Cummings 0 for 1. He reached on an error back in the first inning. We thought it might have been a base hit, but they called it an error on Zach Felstad at second base. So Cummings technically 0 for 1. He was also thrown out at second base on a double play to end the first inning. Here comes the first pitch, and this one fouled off the lead leg of the right-handed second baseman. The count goes to 0-1. Youngest of 3 brothers who played baseball, the other 2 at Santiago High School out in Corona. And again, the competition with those 2 have played a pivotal role in Cunnings' development, Chase Cunnings' development, I should say, as a youth baseball player up to the high school level. Here's the 0-1, a curveball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Keep telling him what we should do is tell him that every time he's at the plate, it's the bottom of the 7th and they need a run. Because, boy, when the stakes are high, he's the one who's able to come through here for Orange Lutheran as this one is upstairs. The count goes to 2-1. Everyday second baseman. He's made some great plays over there. A diving catch against Huntington Beach comes to mind early in the year against, at Great Park. Made a nice sliding effort on a play to begin the day yesterday on Monday against Santa Margarita. As the 2-1 comes in, that one's upstairs. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike. Bowen over at first. 3 runs across here in the bottom of the 2nd for Orange Lutheran. 3-0 Lancer lead over Santa Margarita. The Eagles will have the bottom 3 in the order due up in the top of the 3rd. 3 balls, 1 strike. Kova looks over at first base. Here comes the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed, and the count goes full, 3-2. Challenged him with a fastball on the outer half, bit up in the zone. Cunnings not able to find it. Three balls, 2 strikes. The right-hander with the even stance bends the knees at the plate a little bit. Here comes the pitch, and that one is a called strike 3 at the knees. Cunnings thought it was a bit too low, and he will head back to the dugout. That will end the inning for Orange Lutheran, but not before. The Lancers score 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 2 here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran enjoys a 3-0 lead over Santa Margarita. The Eagles will come up in the top of the 3rd in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
The dollar figure is associated with that number. Ambassadors of OLU Baseball. Thank you. Oh, there's 2 Miranda.
Third inning we go as Orange Lutheran leads Santa Margarita 3-0. My name is Nathan Percy. A pleasure to have you alongside us for this one.
Number 7, Luke Johnson.
As Orange Lutheran sends Luis Rodriguez back out to the mound to face off against the bottom 3 in the order. Luke Johnson first up, and he fouls one off just to the right of John Legg, who is atop the Lancer dugout once again doing the video work for us tonight. Hope you're aware up there, John. If you're not paying attention to the game, I'm sure now you are. So this one, check swing, he went around. No balls and 2 strikes. Luke Johnson came into the ballgame late yesterday as a defensive replacement and got an at-bat. Ended up going 0 for 1 as the right-hander gets ready to go here. The 0-2 from Rodriguez. He is just going right after these guys. This one is swung on and missed. A slider that tails away. Johnson goes chasing, and that is 7 up, 7 down, 7 strikeouts for Luis Rodriguez to start this one here tonight.
Center fielder.
Season high for strikeouts in a game for Rodriguez this season is 14 against Mater Dei, and he's already halfway there. We're not even through the 3rd inning yet. The double check, though. I think in that game, the first 9 outs he recorded were strikeouts. So let me just go back real quick. Pitched in, I think, game number 2. Yep. And 10 out of the first 11 outs in that game were strikeouts as well. This one's up and away, maybe slipped out of the hands there. The count goes to 1-0 on the left-hander, Drew Rudder. So again, not the first time we've seen this kind of domination from Luis Rodriguez, but he's certainly making it go by quickly here tonight as the 1-0 comes in. This one a bunt attempt that's fouled off by Rudder, and the count goes to 1-1. Center fielder came up with a couple of base hits in yesterday's game, ended up going 2 for 3. Batting out of the 8 spot once again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses. Pardon me, it hits the outside edge for a strike. My mistake, and the count goes to 1-2. Drew Rudder in his junior season comes in batting .226 on the year. Here's the 1-2. That curveball misses just a hair outside. Rodriguez was hoping for that call, but the count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned yesterday, he was selected to the All-Trinity League first team last year, the only underclassman selected to the first or second team in the Trinity League for Santa Margarita, as he fouls off a slider and a tough pitch at that, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Knopper due up in this inning as well. If either Rudder or Knopper reaches base, Blake Balls will be due up 4th. Rodriguez stands tall with the glove about abdomen high as he waits for the sign from Carson Bowen, and Rudder will call for time. Again, 2 for 3 yesterday on the year. Rudder's got 14 base hits. This one fouled off to the left, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6 pitches thrown in the at-bat. 7th one coming up in just a moment between the right-handed Rodriguez and the left-handed Rudder at the plate. Slightly open stance. Bends the knees a little bit to shorten up the strike zone. Here comes the 2-2. Slider misses up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count goes full. Wind's starting to blow in a little bit harder from center. It's a little bit more breezy than we're used to here at Hart Park tonight. Payoff pitch, here it comes. Went right after him there with the cutter. Got a swing and a miss, and that's 8 strikeouts in a row here for Luis Rodriguez. 2 outs, nobody on, and the number 9 batter, Ryan Knopper, is due up next here for Santa Margarita.
Third baseman, number 14, Ryan Knopper.
Talked with Chris Malik before the game about the dimensions of this park. Deeper than at Santa Margarita, but that doesn't change the offensive approach. Here's the first pitch, and here's a ground ball to short. Romero will pick it up on the run and make the throw, and he got him by half a step down the first base line. And that's a signature play for Mikey Romero as the Lancers get another 1-2-3 inning defensively here. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 2 more strikeouts for Luis Rodriguez. He's through 3 perfect innings to this point. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd, Orange Lutheran 3 and Santa Margarita nothing. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. Well, baseball fans, are you ready for a front backyard of your dreams? Trusted by Lancer families to handle their outdoor living needs, Premier Outdoor Builders can handle your next outdoor living project. From custom pools, patio covers, barbecues, fire features, hardscapes, and driveways, they will handle all your design and build needs. Find them on Instagram at Premier Outdoor Builders and mention this ad when you call to get a free 3D rendering of your next project and have your deposit waived. Once again, find them on Instagram at Premier Outdoor Builders and mention this ad when you call to get a free 3D rendering of your next project and have your deposit waived. Sammy Kova back on the mound. You will face off against the heart of the Lancers order, Mikey Romero, to lead things off. Kova appeared like he was going to have a pretty easy second inning after retiring the first 2 batters he faced, but then he gave up a single to Jacob Pareda, and with Ryan Irwin at the plate, a strikeout was called back. As the home plate umpire said, Irwin's bat made contact with the glove of catcher Blake Balls behind the plate. Irwin was awarded first. That put runners on first and second and paved the way for Simeon Gillian to get an RBI base hit and Carson Bowen to get a 2 RBI base hit. And just like that, in a matter of about 5 minutes, it went from remaining scoreless to a 3-0 Lancer lead. See what Orange Lutheran comes up with here in the bottom of the third as Mikey Romero makes his way to the plate. A walk back in the first inning. No official at bat for him yet tonight.
Number 35, Mikey
Walked on 5 pitches. As of late, he has been the Lancers' hottest hitter with 4 hits against Notre Dame and 3 on Monday against Santa Margarita. First pitch coming in from Kova. This one lifted out to deep right field. Backing up is DeGroot. He's still going back. That ball's gone. Back-to-back games for a home run for Mikey Romero. And the lead is now 4-0 Orange Lutheran. DeGroot knew right off the bat he was racing back towards the wall, trying to look at the ball over his shoulder, but that thing carried and got out in a hurry for Romero, his 3rd homer of the year. And as we mentioned, 2nd of the week, and just the 3rd home run we've seen hit out of Hart Park this year, 2 of them going to right field. As he provides some fireworks, here's another big shot from Martinez. Going back is Grogan, and that ball's gone. Back-to-back jacks for Orange Lutheran, make it 5-0. The 2 guys who homered on Monday have done it again here tonight. Brian Martinez, huge shot to left field. Orange Lutheran's first 2 have come around to score, and they lead by 5. We were wondering if the 3-run homer on Monday was the spark that he needed to get going. He got all of that one.
Your attention, please.
2nd home run of the year for Martinez, and now Oliver Santos will come in and bat for Gabe Miranda.
Oliver Santos.
Holy moly. This crowd was energized after those 2 shots. Here comes the first pitch on Santos. This one off the end of the bat, and the count goes to 0-1. Santos, the Duke University signee. Likely we'll see him on the mound tomorrow afternoon for game number 3, but today he gets to grab a bat, put the helmet on, and take some hacks. He's 6'3", 6'4". Senior bats right-handed, throws left-handed, watches a fastball miss outside, and evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Santos 0 for 3 this season with a run scored. He's also walked twice. Right-hander with a fairly even stance, hops up on the front foot. As the pitch comes in, this one popped up fouling out of play, straight back. It's 1-2. How about that? I don't think we've ever seen 2 homers in the same inning in this park. We've seen more homers as the years have gone on, but never back-to-back like that. Mikey Romero and Brian Martinez, the 2 Inland Empire boys who transferred into Orange Lutheran before the start of last season, showing off some power here in the inning as Santos watches a curveball dip in the dirt, evens up the count once again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Kova, swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the mitt. Santos is down on strikes for out number 1. Good bounce back for the left-handed junior on the mound, who follows up those 2 homers with a strikeout, keeps his composure, and he will go back to work here against Sawyer Fortman, who struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the first pitch as the wind starts to blow in again, just a little harder from center field, and this one's popped up, fouling out of play. Count goes to 0-1. It sounded like that one bounced off some of the cages over there behind the first base dugout. 5-0 Lancers. This offense can get going in a hurry. 3 runs in the second, 2 here in the third as the pitch comes in, and this one's outside to the right-hander. Count goes to 1-1. Again, Blake Balls is the man behind the plate tonight. Luke Lavin was behind the plate 2 days ago. Had a bit of a rough go with some of the pitchers. Porches. Dominic Collaro had a pretty good performance out of the bullpen for Santa Margarita, and then Kyle Evans came in to finish it off. For the Lancers, they threw a few guys out there as well. Jordan Cole got the start. Nick Peterson first out of the bullpen. J.J. Robles and Brock Worthgen closed it out. 2 balls and 1 strike the count here on Fortman. And the pitch comes in. Fastball just misses a bit inside, and the count goes to 3-1. So Balls and Lavin switching spots on the field here tonight. Lavin at first tonight, and Balls now behind the plate. Has to be a bit of a luxury where you don't have to have the same catcher wearing out his knees throughout the entire season as the 3-1 comes in. This one a ground ball to short. Coming in for it is Wilson, the throw to first, and that's in time. Fortman retired for out number 2. Nice play there by the junior Blake Wilson, who's headed to Washington in a couple of years. And with 2 outs and nobody on, it'll be Jacob Pareda due up next here for Orange Lutheran.
Now batting for your Lancers. Designated hitter.
Got the scoring started back in the second inning with a single with 2 outs. Later came around to score and an RBI base hit by Simeon Gillian to give the Lancers a 1-0 lead. Pareda now 11 of 20 on the year. Quick math, 550 batting average for him. As he tries to keep it up here against Kova once again. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. It really hasn't mattered whether the pitcher is right or left-handed on the mound. Pareda has been able to find the barrel, or put the barrel on the ball more often than not, I should say, as this curveball is nicely done there by Kova, and it's in there for a strike, 0-1. Kova's got some depth and good break on the curveball when we've seen it. Has mixed in a fastball that has some life, as we mentioned, some arm side run and a changeup. Really didn't get much in the way of starts until late in the year last year and has made the most of his opportunities, has worked hard and learned how to be a starter. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball, that one misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, what a story Jacob Pareda has been on the other side here for the Lancers as well. Coach Borba talking about it before the game. He and Sawyer Fortman not guaranteed any playing time coming into the year as this fastball misses outside, 2-1. All of a sudden, after a few weeks of the regular season, Borba's looking for a guy to be the designated hitter. Starts going through some of the guys on the bench, and Pareda just comes through and starts raking. Here comes the 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Partly because of things like this, being patient at the plate, getting himself into good hitters' counts. Pareda calmly looks at the bat straight up in the air, exhales, and gets back into the batter's box. Kova looking over his glove. Here comes the 3-1 with 2 outs. Fastball knee high in there for a strike. It's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Santa Margarita will have the top of the order due up in the top of the 4th, and it looks like Rodriguez is going to come back out for that 4th inning. If he gets through 4, he's in line for his 8th win of the year. Here comes the 3-2, and that one's at the knees for a strike as well. Good placement of the fastball there by Kova as he gets out of the inning, and a good bounce back after giving up back-to-back solo homers to start off the inning. Orange Lutheran getting 2 on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Mikey Romero and Brian Martinez providing fireworks in the bottom of the 3rd for the Lancers as they take a 5-0 lead over Santa Margarita heading into the top of the 4th. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
And look forward to your continued support as your Lancers move into the postseason play. The playoffs begin. Roasting those brackets around noon on Sunday. And for all OLU faculty and students, don't forget we are showing appreciation to you by giving you a free combo meal. Don't forget to pick up a ticket at the welcome booth on the 3rd base side of the dugout. This is the final inning for you to be able to pick up a ticket.
Top of the fourth inning coming up as Orange Lutheran leads Santa Margarita by a score of 5-0. Back to the top of the order we go with the Eagles as Blake Balls will lead things off. Ian Grogan and Luke Lavin due up as well to face off against Luis Rodriguez, who has cruised through 3 so far tonight.
Catcher.
3 runs in the second, 2 in the third here for the Lancers. 5-0 the score as Orange Lutheran looks to improve to 23-4 overall on the year. Santa Margarita will try to claw its way back into this one here and at least pick up a couple of runs to get back into this deficit, but a curveball like that might make things difficult as Rodriguez hits it on the inside edge to the left-hander and gets ahead, no balls and 1 strike. That cutter has been working. The slider has been filthy so far tonight, especially against right-handers out of the right hand of Luis Rodriguez. And he's adjusted well. He's worked outside to left-handers as the home plate umpire turns back to the public address announcer's booth behind us and says, hey, cut the music, come on. No balls, 1 strike, here comes the pitch, and this one is fouled off the lead leg there of Blake Balls. The count goes to 0-2. Balls this season, a .308 batting average heading into the game tonight. Our thanks to head coach Chris Malik for providing the numbers for us before game time here today. A couple of guys at 400 or better, including Luke Lavin, who will be due up third this inning. Santa Margarita's had a good year this year. They started off 12-0. They've hit a bit of a hiccup in the middle of the year and now come in facing against one of the tougher teams in California and Orange Lutheran as this pitch misses and the count goes to 1-2. Don't take anything away from the Eagles, though. They've got a strong junior class, and at any moment they can come up and surprise and or dominate some folks this year as well. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. Here's a ground ball towards the right side, picked up by Cunnings. Over to first in time. Blake Balls retired for out number 1 here in the top of the fourth. And I say that because Santa Margarita, even though they finished 4th, there are 34 teams.
Number 1, Ian Grogan.
34 teams in Division I this year. 32 of them will make the playoffs. So you have to imagine that not all of them will qualify. There will be some at-large bids that get in. As the first pitch comes in on the lefty Ian Grogan, he takes it upstairs. The count goes to 1-0. There are a number of teams who are below 500 overall and are lower in the standings in their respective leagues. Here's a 1-0. This one a bouncer towards second. Takes a weird hop, but Cummings able to adjust. Gloves it, throws to first, and that'll be out number 2. Nice play there by Cummings. A little bit more difficult than the first. And 2 up, 2 down for the Eagles. Luke Lavin, the left-hander, will be due up next. But again, you have to think that with the strength of schedule that Santa Margarita has played, plus the fact that they will end the regular season no worse than 8 games above 500 overall, they should be one of the first in line for an at-large bid to get into the playoffs, making it 4 Trinity League teams into the field of 32 for the Division I crown as this first pitch hits the outside edge on Luke Lavin for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Lavin 0 for 1. He struck out the first time up, came in with a .416 batting average this season. As the juniors had a breakout year, this one chopped foul, a breaking ball from Rodriguez. He falls behind 0-2. 32 hits, 11 of them going for extra bases this year. Looks like 7 doubles for Luke Lavin. See if I can get to this before Luis Rodriguez fires the next pitch. 2 triples, 2 homers. This one lifted into shallow center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. First base hit of the game for Santa Margarita as Rodriguez's perfect bid comes to an end here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Bloop shot there by Lavin lands in front of Simeon Gillian, and the Eagles are in the hit column. So 2-out base knock for Luke Lavin, his 33rd of the year. And that'll give Logan DeGroot a chance to bat here. He was retired on 3 pitches back in the 2nd inning. Here comes the first pitch. This one a hard hit ground ball. Gloved by Sawyer Fortman, who goes to second base for the force out there. And one more pitch is all that Luis Rodriguez needs to get out of the frame. That'll go as a fielder's choice, 5-4. And the Lancers are out of the inning. No runs on one hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We are through, halfway through this one here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran with a 5-0 lead over Santa Margarita. Bottom of the fourth coming up in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Clark's stocks all the parts you need for your import, domestic, and European vehicles. Radiators, brake pads, starters and alternators, oxygen sensors, shocks and struts, and all the fuel injection parts, plus a whole lot more. Name brand parts at discount prices. Come in or shop online at clarksap.com. That's clarksap.com. And remember, at Clark's, we discount the discount. And baseball fans, if you're looking for a summer high school level baseball program, join the Tustin Scorpions, whose focus is to help you get ready for your next high school season with 3 practices per week and weekend games. Join the Scorpion family. Again, no other Trinity League games going on tonight, so no updates necessary. Just this one here gets all of our focus and attention on a beautiful, albeit slightly chilly Wednesday night here in Orange, California. We hope you're enjoying the game wherever you may be. It's a pleasure to have you alongside us here on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. So Orange Lutheran leads Santa Margarita 5-0, and Ryan Irwin will lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth. Sammy Kova back to the mound here for the Eagles. It'll be Irwin, Simeon Gillian, and then back to the top of the order for Orange Lutheran. See if Carson Bowen comes out for a third time here tonight. As Irwin steps back in. 0 for 1 reached on catcher's interference, no at-bat technically, as this one popped up fouling out of play to the right. Count goes to 0-1. With 2 strikes on him, it was a fastball thrown by Kova to the outside corner. Irwin looked like it might have been a check swing, but the home plate umpire says his bat got caught up on the glove there of Blake Balls behind the plate, and because of that call, Orange Lutheran had a chance to put up some runs, and they took advantage with 3 in the second inning as an errant baseball comes in from the Lancer bullpen area all the way down the left field line. Looks like J.D. Rodriguez is up and moving around for Orange Lutheran. We might see him in the top of the 5th. Even stance for Irwin. The right-hander gets ready to go against the left-handed Kova. Here's the pitch well outside, fastball, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Irwin on the year in limited action. 0 for 4, looking for a base hit this season. Good time to try to get one here. 1 ball, 1 strike, try to lead things off. Kova with other ideas. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup there, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gillian on deck. He's 1 for 1. Carson Bowen is due up third. He does have a helmet on over at the front of the Lancer dugout, so it does appear he will come up for his third plate appearance. All seniors throughout so far here for Orange Lutheran. Here comes the 1-2 outside, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Believe Borba said before Monday's game that it would be all seniors all night long here, with the record and the Lancers' #1 seed out of the Trinity League locked up. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball fouled off straight back, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chris Malik, of course, upon hearing that, quipped, well, even your seniors, all your seniors are good. So it's not like, he said it's not like you're, taking anything off from us. All your seniors are good. Either way, it's going to be a challenge. Certainly has been so far as the 2-2 comes in. Here comes the pitch from Kova outside, and it goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And again, that's not to take anything away from the Eagles. The junior class that the Eagles have this year are really good. And they will make some noise next season, no doubt, when they get to their senior seasons. A lot of them are committed already to Pac-12 schools. Here comes the payoff pitch. This one lifted high out towards the right side, drifting into foul territory. And, whoa, nice catch there by DeGroot. It stayed foul. He almost over-pursued it, but reached back with the glove and was able to lock it down for out number 1. So Irwin retired with 1 out, nobody on. Simeon Gillian will be the next man up. Again, 1 for 1 with an RBI base hit back in the second. He also later came around to score. For Gillian on the season, his second base hit. He's now 2 for 5 on the year. Slightly open stance as he hops up on the front foot. Leans more of that body weight on the back leg as the first pitch, a fastball, comes in above the letter, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes. 5-0 the score, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th, 5 runs on 5 hits for Orange Lutheran. Here comes the 1-0. This one popped up, foul. That'll drift out of play to the right. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Senior night here for Orange Lutheran. We've seen 10 of them in action so far. Looks like we're about to see our 11th. Pardon me, we've seen 11 of them in action so far, with the 12th coming up in just a moment. J.D. Rodriguez out of the bullpen. Here comes the 1-1. Up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Or almost forgot, the 11th was Santos coming in to pinch hit for Gabe Miranda earlier in the ball game back in the 3rd inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and this one fouled straight back. Count goes to 2-2. That knocked over some technology that was hanging on the backstop. Ooh, looked like a pretty expensive camcorder there. Hopefully that's okay. John Lake's cameras are okay. They're hanging out. Still doing well. This pitch is a bit inside. Make it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gillian working the count full. Kova having to throw a few pitches here in this inning. Already 2 full counts to start off the frame. Here comes the payoff pitch with 1 out. Swing and a miss, a bit outside. Gillian went after it. He goes down on strikes. For Kova, his 4th strikeout of the ball game. And with 2 outs and nobody on, it's Carson Bowen due up next.
Batting for your Lancers, catcher number 14, Carson Bowman.
Taking a look here, with J.D. Rodriguez set to come in for the top of the 5th inning. That would leave just a couple of seniors left to enter the ball game tonight. We will see Jackson Andeal at some point as well on the mound as this pitch hits the outside edge for a strike. And the count on Bowen goes to 0-1. Bowen so far tonight is 1 for 2. 2 RBI base hit his last time up in the second. Curveball, tried to go back door, missed a bit outside. Count goes to 2-0. In fact, I think Andeal might actually be the only senior left to enter the ball game after J.D. Rodriguez comes in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the offering. That one misses low and outside. Count goes to 2-1. Everybody else has been counted for. So who am I missing? I have to keep figuring that out in just a moment. Here comes the 2-1. This one lifted high out towards the right, drifting into foul territory, and that will get beyond the fence out there on the right side, and the count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe that's it. Maybe I have miscounted. Maybe there's only 13. Or maybe 13 have already entered into the ball game, or 12. Either way, I have gone down the list of seniors, and J.D. Rodriguez and Jackson Andeal are the only 2 left, and we will see both of them on the mound at some point tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes here on Carson Bowen. First hit of the series coming in inning number 2. Here comes the pitch from Kova with 2 outs. Line drive over the outstretched glove of Felstad and into right center. Bowen's now 2 for 3, and that'll go as a base hit. Keeps the inning going here for Chase Cummings, who was on deck. And Cummings has made it on base once tonight. He's 0 for 2. Reached on an error back in the first inning and was a strikeout victim his second time up. Bowen trying to get that batting average back to 300. He has really started to look locked in at the plate as of late. See if Cummings can follow suit here. Kova trying to find a pitch to get out of the inning. Here comes the first one on the right-hander Cummings, up and away with the fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, if you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs, a runner at first for Orange Lutheran. Chase Cummings at the plate, Sammy Kova on the mound for Santa Margarita. It's 5-0 with 3 runs scored in the second and 2 in the third. This one, fly ball to right field. DeGroot has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch not too far off the foul line to end the frame. Orange Lutheran gets a 2-out base knock from Carson Bowen, but he's stranded over at first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We are through 4 here at Hart Park, and Orange Lutheran leads Santa Margarita 5-0 in game number 2 of this 3-game set. We'll be right back with the top of the 5th in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
Consultation is free and no obligation. 19796 or visit their website at bwllco.com. That's B&W Windows and Doors.
I'll talk to it, yeah.
So now they have a pitching change to
Yeah, so it's J.D. Rodriguez.
There's another Rodriguez.
Yep.
Brothers from another mother.
I'm gonna try to get the middle of all this.
That guy pitched 4 innings.
Yep. No runs, 1 hit, struck out 8. Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. How many at-bats?
I'm kidding.
He's faced 10 at-bats.
He faced 13 batters.
13 at-bats.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Your attention, please. These changes for your Lancers. Now catching number 24, Richard Tejeda. And on the mound for your Lancers, number 27, J.D. Rodriguez.
Yep.
Top of the 5th we go here at Hart Park. It's 5-0 Orange Lutheran as the Lancers make a call to the bullpen and bring out J.D. Rodriguez, a senior going to USC next season. Will come in and make another appearance on the mound here for Orange Lutheran. Looked pretty good his last time out, albeit in situations that were not exactly kind to the Lancers. It was already, I believe, 11-0 by the time he came out to the mound against Stoneman Douglas, but nonetheless, pitched well in that one and got the Lancers out of a long inning against the Eagles, as Stoneman Douglas went on to win the NHSI in North Carolina a couple of weeks ago. First pitch to Blake Wilson's a bit low and away. Here comes the second, and that one's in there for a strike. Counts 1 ball and 1 strike. You heard Borba talk about J.D. Rodriguez. His junior season, he was sitting at about 82 to 84 miles per hour. Had a good offseason, really worked on his velocity, came back, and it was about 90 coming into this year as that breaking ball misses just a hair inside. And Wilson gets ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. For the year, he's given up 5 earned runs on 9 hits. Here's a fly ball out to left center. Gillian will go down to a knee and make a catch for out number 1. So Wilson retired. And with 1 out, nobody on, Zach Felstad will be the next man up. Back to Rodriguez, though. 5 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings of work. He's allowed 9 hits. He's walked 5. He's also struck out 5 in those innings, a 7.49 ERA. But again, he has gotten better as the season has gone along. Shakes off the shoulders a little bit before he gets back on the mound to face off against a left-hander. Here comes the first pitch. A slider that's a bit up and away. Count goes to 1 ball and no strikes as he tries to find the breaking ball. Santa Margarita with a pitcher up in the bullpen as well. A left-hander, Aiden Akizian, is up and throwing as this one is fouled straight back by Felstad. The count evens out 1 ball and 1 strike. Felstad tonight struck out in his lone appearance against Luis Rodriguez. That is a stat that 8 of 9 have to lay claim to this evening. So he is, just like most of his teammates, struggled to pick up the pitches out of the right hand of Rodriguez, as J.D. Rodriguez here misses with the 1-1 offering outside. Falls behind 2-1. Here comes the pitch from the right-hander, outside again. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3/4 arm delivery. Rodriguez stands tall on the mound. He's about 6'4". Made his commitment to USC before the start of the season. Here comes the pitch. This one popped up on a 3-1 count towards the left side of the infield. It'll be Mikey Romero, the shortstop, making the catch. And that'll be the second out of the frame. So 2 up and 2 down here for Rodriguez in inning number 5. And that'll bring up Luke Johnson, the designated hitter.
Designated hitter, number 7, Luke Johnson.
Johnson 0 for 1. He struck out swinging back in the 3rd. Even stance for the right-hander at the plate. Getting the start tonight. He's in his junior season. Bends the knees, leans in a bit with the upper body, holds the bat head straight up in the air as he takes a swing and a miss through a slider from Rodriguez that tailed towards the outside edge. And the count's 0-1. J.D. Rodriguez trying to go through a 1-2-3 inning in his first inning of work here tonight in the top of the 5th. 5-0 the score for Orange Lutheran. 2 outs, nobody on for Santa Margarita here in game number 2 at Hart Park. Wind starting to shift. Coming in from center field now, it's going from left field to right field according to Old Glory out there in right center. Again, temperature continues to drop a bit as the 0-1 comes in. That one's a slider, gets away from the new catcher, Richard Tejeda, and that evens us up 1 ball and 1 strike. For Orange Lutheran, it'll be the heart of the order due up in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Again, if you're just joining us, 3 runs in the second, back-to-back solo homers in the 3rd by Mikey Romero and Brian Martinez to start off the bottom of the 3rd. Johnson fouls off the, I believe it's the 2-1 offering. Make it the 1-1 offering, and now he's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rodriguez ready to go. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Rodriguez gets through a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. J.D. Rodriguez gets a strikeout in the frame. We head to the bottom of the 5th in just a moment. 5-0 Orange Lutheran over Santa Margarita on senior night here at Hart Park. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the coach's radar. Well, friends, the sponsor of Orange Lutheran Baseball, Superior Truck Supply, provider of family-owned heavy-duty truck parts in the Los Angeles and Orange counties. Again, that's Superior Truck Supply. And Bellflower Collision, where quality is no accident, is an authorized repair shop for Norm Reeves Honda, the #1 Honda dealer in the world. Visit them at bellflowercollision.com. That's bellflowercollision.com. And lastly, baseball fans, are you looking for a reliable, cost-effective commercial cleaning company in Orange County? Then contact Jet Clean Janitorial at jetcleaning.com to handle all your commercial cleaning needs. Jet Clean, the finest and the fastest, guaranteed. Going 4 innings of work, gives up 5 runs on what I count as 8 hits, or pardon me, 7 hits. He struck out 5. I inaccurately said 4 earlier tonight. He struck out 5, and he walked just 1 on the evening. So again, just ran into some trouble in the second, was the victim of an unfortunate call. at the plate on the catcher's interference that opened the door for Orange Lutheran to score 3 runs with 2 outs as Akesian's first pitch on Ben Ryland is in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. But again, those solo homers by Romero and Martinez were crushed out to right field and left field respectively, but give credit to Kova. He came back and retired 6 of the next 7 batters he faced. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that one's inside on the left-hander Ben Ryland. Count goes to 2-1. Orange Lutheran starting to bring in some off the bench. Ryland is batting in place of Mikey Romero here. This pitch lifted out towards left, but fouling out of play. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Akesian does not have the velocity that Kova had. A lot of movement on his pitches so far in these first 4 we've seen to Ryland. Ryland came into the series batting .276 as this pitch is well outside, and the count goes full 3-2. In yesterday's game, he had a base hit, an RBI base hit. I believe he ended up going 1 for 3. Here comes the payoff pitch. Here's a line drive out to right. That's through for a base hit. It's a leadoff single here for Ben Ryland, and the Lancers have their leadoff man aboard for the 2nd time tonight. We'll make it first technically, as the last time their leadoff man got on was Mikey Romero, but he was quickly off base because of the solo homer.
Number 23, Brian Martinez.
So Brian Martinez, who picked up his 2nd homer in as many games in inning number 3, will have another one here. First time up, he hit a line drive that was caught by Lavin, and Lavin doubled up the runner at second base to end the first inning. This time around, he started off with a pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes. In his second at bat, liked the first pitch he saw from Sammy Kova and rode it over that heightened left center field wall as Ian Grogan raced back and could only watch it as it flew into the softball fields behind the left field fence. Martinez here now up 2 balls, no strikes. The second one was up and away. Here comes the pitch from Akesian. This one fouled off straight back, and the count goes to 2-1. Martinez, again, the thought is maybe those homers will be what sparks him to have a great playoff run and a great finish to his senior campaign, as this one is fouled off straight back as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Came into the series with the batting average at 154, but again has really put the good part of the bat on the ball lately. This one on the outside edge, and he thought it might have been a bit too far outside. And he goes down on strikes for out number 1. First strikeout for Akesian here tonight. And with 1 out and nobody on, 1 out and 1 man on at first base, Gabe Miranda will be the next man up. Miranda 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up. Oliver Santos came up to pinch hit for him in the 3rd inning and struck out. First pitch in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. A fastball that's got some arm side run, just like Kova's did. Here comes the 0-1 from Akesian. This one fouled off straight back, and the count quickly 0-2. 6'3" Gabe Miranda. He and Carson Bowen really the longest tenured starters on this year's Lancer team. Luis Rodriguez would also be in that fold if he had gotten a chance to play his sophomore year, as this pitch comes in. Rifled out towards right field and past the glove of the second baseman Felstad. As Ryland rounds second, he'll head to third, and that'll put runners on the corners now with 1 out, as Sawyer Fortman will be the next man to come up to the plate. Ball had some speed on it and was curling towards the second baseman, but still just out of his reach. So Ryland immediately ran past second and over towards third. Gabe Miranda stops at first with a single. Now 2 on and 1 out. Sawyer Fortman, who is 0 for 2 so far tonight, will get a chance to try to knock in the game's 6th run. Here comes the first pitch, and this one is in there for a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Again, that change in velocity really forces you as a batter to adjust your swing at the plate as you have to wait for it to come in. No problem here for Fortman, however, as he deposits that one into left center, and a run will score from third. Ryland will cross the plate. It's 6-0, an RBI single from Sawyer Fortman, as the Lancers add another here in the bottom of the fifth.
Batting for your Lancers.
Up to second goes Miranda. I think the Lancers are starting to time it now off of Aiden Akizian. And Jacob Pareda will be the next man up here with runners at first and second and one out. I've got that as the 10th hit of the ball game. Here's a ground ball towards first, but it's foul as Lavin picks it up to the right of the first base bag, and the count goes to 0-1. Coming into this week, Orange Lutheran had been bumped out of the #1 spot in Division I for the first time since early in the year. Maybe even the first time all season. I'll have to go back and take a look as this one is cut on and missed. Count goes to 0-2 here on Jacob Pareda. Villa Park, who won the Boris Baseball Classic last week, was inserted into the #1 spot this week. However, the Spartans lost their first game against Foothill yesterday. They now stand in a tie with the Knights for first place in the Crestview League, with one more game between the two coming tomorrow to determine a winner. Here comes the 0-2. This one a line drive out to center. What an adjustment there by Pareda as Miranda rounds third. He will head home and he will score. Throw about on time, but Balls didn't have the chance to try to swipe the tag. And Pareda comes through with an RBI base hit, make it 7-0 Orange Lutheran. That was a breaking ball that tailed low. Pareda went down to get it and found a line drive out to center field. So two across here in the bottom of the fifth, and Ryan Irwin will be the next man up. Irwin reached on a catcher's interference back in the second. He flew out to right his second time up. Here's the pitch, and that one misses a bit outside. The count's 1 ball and no strikes. So again, Orange Lutheran trying to maybe not trying to reclaim the top spot in the CIF Southern Section rankings, but trying to finish the season strong as Ryan Irwin swings through a breaking ball and evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Villa Park was 24-2 heading into this week. So with the loss, they are now 24-3. Orange Lutheran with a pair of victories would finish up its season 24-4. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. Santa Margarita will finish no worse than 18-10 overall this season. Good run by the Eagles, who were staked to a very fast start out of the gate. Here comes the 1-2 and a swing and a miss. A breaking ball that was up in the zone, and Irwin couldn't find it. He goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Keeps the runners at first and second and brings up Simeon Gillian, the #9 man in the order, with an RBI base hit and a run scored back in the second inning. He's 1 for 2. Fortman over at second, Pareda over at first. Aiden Akizian trying to get out of this inning here for Santa Margarita. First pitch is in there for a strike on Gillian, and the count's 0-1. Again, top 4 in the Trinity League will represent in Division I. St. John Bosco likely will get a playoff spot in Division III. Here's a hard hit ground ball to third. Picked up there by Knopper as he falls back, but he gets back up and gets the force out at third to end the inning. Fielder's choice 5 up will end us here in the bottom of the fifth, but the Lancers collect 2 more runs on 4 hits. No errors and 2 left on base. We are through 5 here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran extends its lead to 7-0 over Santa Margarita. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
I've got one. It doesn't include the Monday game. Oh, that's fine. Sure. Well, you know that Romero was Anybody else? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool, yeah.
Top of the 6th inning we go. Orange Lutheran 7 and Santa Margarita nothing, as the Lancers will give one more inning to J.D. Rodriguez here, at least one more inning I should say, as he'll face off against the 8, 9, and 1 batters in this top of the 6th inning. Drew Rudder, Ryan Knopper, and Blake Balls due up, although it looks like we've got a pinch hitter here. Preston Durand will come up here for Drew Rudder. Durand had an at-bat in Monday's game, ended up coming up with 2 runs batted in. Here comes the first pitch, and this one is swung on and missed by the left-hander, and the count's 0-1. His base hit came in the 6th inning in Monday's game, and it brought home 2 in the 6th, as that made the score 11-6 at the moment in favor of Orange Lutheran. But again, the Eagles not going away quietly on Monday. Here's a fly ball out to left, but that'll land in foul territory just in front of the Lancer bullpen, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Take a look here real quick at Preston Durand, as he gets back into the batter's box. His batting average at .300 in limited action, 3 for 10 so far this season. Left-hander chokes up on the bat, stands straight up in the box, and watches a 2-seam fastball tail away. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Durand stands 5'10" in his senior season. Ryan Knopper is the man on deck, so he will bat in his own spot. Rodriguez, who got through a clean 5th inning, looking to do so again here in the 6th. Here's the pitch, and this fastball misses a hair outside as well. Count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luis Rodriguez got the start tonight. He ended up going 4 innings of work, allowed no earned runs, no runs total on 1 hit. He struck out 8, did not walk anybody. The only man who reached base against him was Luke Lavin with a single. Here's a sliding attempt by Brian Martinez on a line drive, and it gets past him. Rounding first and heading to second is Preston Durand, and the Eagles have a runner in scoring position to lead things off here in the top of the 6th. Should go as the Eagles' second base hit, and it's already up there as so. Preston Durand now 2 for 2 in the series here this week, and he puts himself in scoring position here for Ryan Knopper. Make it his 4th base hit of the year as well. That bumps his average up to 364. Knopper steps in. The number 9 man tonight is 0 for 1. A ground out to short as this slider comes back down and in there for a strike. It's 0-1. 205 the batting average heading into the ballgame for Knopper tonight. 9 hits in 44 at-bats. Playing 3rd base. He is in his senior season. Bends the knees, shortens up the strike zone, but takes a swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and the count goes to 0-2. Knopper on Monday reached base once on a walk and 2 fly ball outs to right after that. Came into this one 0 for 2 in the series, still looking for his first base hit. Fastball blocked well by Tejeda, and the count goes to 1-2. On second is Preston Durand, a leadoff double. See if the Eagles can knock him in. He's not being held by Ryland over at short. Chase Cummings playing a bit more towards the first base bag at the second base position, and there's a slider that tails well outside, and the count goes to 2-2. Pinch hitter on deck will be Dominic Sassone, who will hit in place of Blake Balls. Believe that's Grogan in the hole, who would be due up 4th in the inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch and a check swing, but he did not go around on a slider that hits the dirt. Nice sliding stop there by Tejeda, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Knopper Doing a good job here after falling behind 0-2. Didn't panic. Has seen 3 consecutive miss the plate, and now he's in a full count. Jackson Andeal is warming up in the bullpen for Orange Lutheran. See how long it takes for Eric Borba to head to him. As Rodriguez works out of the stretch. Duran gets his lead. Here's the pitch, and that's a called strike 3 at the knees, and Knopper is retired for out number 1. Second strikeout of the appearance here for J.D. Rodriguez, and with 1 out and a runner at second base, the aforementioned Dominic Sissone will be due up next here for Santa Margarita.
This change for Santa Margarita. Now batting, number 18, Dominic Sissone.
Sissone got a plate appearance in Monday's game. Ended up going 0 for 1 in that contest. Right-hander with a slightly open stance who bends the knees at the plate. Keeps the upper body mostly straight up as the first pitch, a slider, misses a bit outside. The count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Really good break on the breaking ball there from J.D. Rodriguez. As long as he can keep it just a hair outside, he might get some chase on it from some of these batters. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball lifted high out towards right field, but that'll get well out of play. Count evens out, 1 ball and 1 strike. Seven nothing the score. Top of the 6th, 1 out. Runner at second base is Preston Durand. A 1-1 count here on Dominic Sissone. 7 runs on 10 hits for the Lancers to this point through 5 offensive innings, as this one is fouled off to the right once again. Count goes to remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eagles, Durand picking up the second hit of the ball game for Santa Margarita. They've got no runs now on 2 hits and 3 errors on the day. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one way upstairs. Count goes to 2-2. Again, J.D. Rodriguez trying to get through 2 complete innings here tonight. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another full count here in the 6th inning with Ian Grogan on deck. Here's the pitch. This one lifted towards the right side, just beyond the infield grass. Brian Martinez will head in to make the catch. And that'll be the 2nd out of the inning with Preston Durand staying over at second base. And with that, it looks like Eric Borba is going to head out and take the ball here from J.D. Rodriguez, who's got a bit of a smile on his face as he hands it over to the head coach. And he will head out 1 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball.
Senior J.D. Rodriguez.
The runner on second will be charged to him if he crosses the plate, but he will turn the ball over to Jackson Andeal, who will come in and perhaps try to close this one out, at least get out of the 6th inning here tonight. He's got 2 outs and a runner at second base, and we'll step aside as the left-hander warms up. We'll be right back with more. It's 7-0 Orange Lutheran. Santa Margarita with a runner on second with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
Your attention, please. This change for your Lancers. Now pitching. Number 15, Senior Jackson Andeal.
Might be a power bank in this guy, but it might not have it. Because that camera's going down. Can we do it? Can we do it? I don't know.
Welcome back to Hart Park. Still here in the top of the 6th inning with a runner at second and 2 outs. Ian Grogan will be the next man up here for Santa Margarita as they trail Orange Lutheran 7-0. Jackson Andeal now on the mound here for the Lancers. Third pitcher in the ball game for Orange Lutheran, as he's set to be the final senior to enter the ball game here tonight. As he looks back at second, here comes the first pitch. Curveball here on Grogan, and the count's 1 ball, no strikes as it dips below the zone. Grogan so far 0 for 2, a strikeout back in the first. He grounded out to second in the 4th inning. Senior left-hander with an open stance awaits here as Andeal kicks and deals. Downstairs again, this time a fastball. Count goes to 2-0. Jackson Andeal has pitched 7 innings of work this season, has given up 2 earned runs on 5 hits. He struck out 5 and walked 1, an even 2.00 ERA. So he looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. Another one downstairs. And that's 3 straight off the plate out of the bullpen here for Andeal. As he falls behind on deck is Luke Lavin. Definitely would like to face Lavin with nobody on base. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. Andeal kicks and deals. Here's the pitch, and the fastball hits the outside edge for a strike. Make it 3-1. His fastball's got some velocity on there. You already see the sharp break on the breaking ball, the curve ball. And he mixes in a changeup as well. 3 balls, 1 strike. Andeal looks back at second. Here comes the pitch, and this one is swung on and missed. Make it full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another pitch to the outside edge that Grogan could not catch up with, and Andeal has battled back. Speaking of, we've talked about it. He didn't pitch for 3 years here at Orange Lutheran before finally getting the chance to come in for his senior season, dealing with a UCL issue in his elbow. And again, that injury was re-aggravated during his rehab. He's had to be very patient to get this opportunity, but it's paid off for him. This one unfortunately misses a bit outside, and Andeal will walk Grogan down to first base to put runners at first and second. Does open up the possibility for a force at any base here for the Lancers, but it's Luke Lavin who will be due up next. Lavin singled his last time up. First hit of the ball game in the 4th inning for the Eagles. Also struck out back in the first. His hit was the only one surrendered by Luis Rodriguez in 4 innings of work tonight. First pitch from Andeal popped up, fouling out of play. That gets through the screen and above the bleachers. Count goes to no balls and 1 strike. Again, .416 the batting average heading into the ball game for Lavin tonight. Very good season for the junior left-hander, who will be off to Stanford in a couple of seasons. 33rd hit of the season, 2/3 of which have been singles. Here comes the pitch. Curveball shied away from it, nearly came back over the inside edge, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, 11 extra base hits, 7 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers for the 6'4 junior. Bends the knees at the plate. Here comes the 1-1. Overthrown fastball, make it 2 balls and 1 strike as that one's low and outside. Senior night here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran celebrating 14 seniors this evening. Their baby photos hanging up on the bleachers on the third base side. They've also got posters just outside their dugout as this one is swung on and missed, and the count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. For the Lancers, it'll be the top of the order due up when we get things going in the bottom half of this inning. 3 base runners tonight for Santa Margarita, 2 of them here on base currently. Here's the 2-2. Ooh, that one came in and fouled off there by Lavin. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lavin did offer at that one. Looked like it might have gone off the bottom part of the bat or maybe somewhere off the handle. He steps back in. Here comes the 2-2 one more time. Overthrown fastball again as it's low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson's older brother, Max. Boy, what a bond that the 2 of them have. Very close, best friends. Max is over in Arizona at Grand Canyon University, thriving for Grand Canyon University's baseball team. 3-2 once again, and that one misses low and outside. Back-to-back walks as Lavin will head down to first. Now the bases are loaded here for Santa Margarita with Logan DeGroot, or pardon me, a pinch hitter coming up. It'll be Jack McKeon due up next.
Your attention, please. This exchange for Santa Margarita, now batting. Number 4, Jack McKeon.
Last season for Jackson Andeal, it was supporting Max in what was a successful senior season, one in which he finally was able to get a college commitment late in the year. This time around, it's Jackson's time to shine. Said he's trying to make the most of his opportunities. He had said that he had hoped for more opportunities, but again, just to be able to get out there on the mound, he said, is a blessing and something he's incredibly thankful for. As the 1-0 pitch comes in, hits the inside edge on the right-hander, and the count evens out 1 ball and 1 strike. McKeon had a pinch hit appearance in yesterday's game. I believe he ended up coming up with a base hit. Ended up getting on base at the very least. Right-hander with an even stance. This one an overthrown fastball to Tejeda as it bounces in the dirt, and the count goes to 2-1. And Deal, for the most part, coming out of the bullpen, has been sharp this season. His first appearance on the mound this year, early in the year, was a 1-2-3 inning, which he went after everybody with fastballs. Here comes the 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike, and Andeal is in danger of walking in the Eagles' first run of the ball game. Sawyer Fortman's going to head in from third and say a couple of words to him here on the mound. Good hitters count here for Jack McKeon. On deck is Ryan Palmer, who will hit in place of Blake Wilson. Andeal has given up 2 runs this year. Those 2 runs both came in a start against Servite all the way back in the second week of league play. Here comes the 3-1 on McKeon. Fastball, ground ball over towards third. There's Fortman who picks it up, throws over to first, and they got him. Gabe Miranda hangs on to it. And now you wonder what Fortman said to Jackson Andeal. If he said, hey, you know what, I got you, and then he backed it up with that play. Either way, Orange Lutheran gets out of the inning, and Santa Margarita strands the bases loaded as they go down no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. We are through 5.5 here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran maintains a 7-0 lead over Santa Margarita. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and Mixler.com. You're also watching it live here on the Coach's Radar. Well, baseball fans, have you imagined expanding your indoor-outdoor entertaining area to be that perfect place for pre- and post-game get-togethers? Windows and Doors assist you with all of your window and door replacement needs. They serve all of Orange County and surrounding areas while offering a premium custom product in a variety of colors and operations. Consultation is free and no obligation. Call them today at 714-941-9796 or visit their website, bwllco.com. That's B&W Windows and Doors. Richard Tejeda to lead things off in the bottom half of the 6th. Aiden Akizian back on the mound here for Santa Margarita. He gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning on 4 hits. It'll be Tejeda, Chase Cummings, and Ben Ryland due up in this frame. Again, Orange Lutheran started all seniors tonight, but now we're starting to bring in a couple of underclassmen as Tejeda takes first pitch in there for a strike. The count's 0-1. Tejeda picked up his 2nd hit of the year on Monday as that pitch hits the outside edge. My mistake. Count goes to 0-2. 2 for 12 on the year. Looking to start things off with a base hit here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Akizian would love a quick 1-2-3 inning as that one misses outside, forcing a slide by Blake Balls. The count goes to 1-2. Tejeda stands straight up in the box. Awaits the 1-2 offering here from Akizian. Here's the pitch, and that one's inside. Make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shift on a bit here for Santa Margarita. Blake Wilson playing a little bit more in the hole at shortstop. At second base, Felstad's almost behind the second base bag, and Lavin is well off the foul line. Here's a bloop shot out to right. DeGroot coming in for it. He's going to watch it fall as Tejeda gets in with a base hit on a 2-strike pitch, and Orange Lutheran has the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 6th. Well, if they're going to put a shift on you, might as well go the opposite way, right? That's what Tejeda did. Didn't get all of it, but probably better that he didn't, as DeGroot would have had a little bit more to work with if it went deeper out there, and that'll bring up Chase Cummings with 1 on and nobody out. 0 for 3 on the day, reached on an error back in the first inning. Since then, he struck out and flied out to right. Here comes the first pitch from Akizian. This one off the end of the bat. That'll stay fair down the first base line. Lavin will just pick it up and take it back to the bag for out number 1 as Tejeda moves up to second. Easy play for the 6'4" first baseman, but now a runner in scoring position here for Orange Lutheran as Ben Ryland makes his way to the plate. He singled and scored back in the 5th.
Number 11, Ben Ryland.
Orange Lutheran looks like they've got a couple of right-handers in the bullpen. We'll see if either of them come in the game or if Jackson Andeal will head out to try to close things out. First pitch in on Ryland is in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Again, Ryland led things off in the 5th with a single, later came around to score as this pitch misses outside a bit. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. I believe he came around to score on a Sawyer Fortman single. As the pitch comes in, that one in there for a strike on the outside edge. The count goes to 1-2. Miranda, if memory serves correct, also came home on a Jacob Pareda single later in the 5th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, and that one misses outside. Count goes to 2-2. All 3 Lancer runs in the 2nd inning were scored with 2 outs. The 2 runs in the 3rd inning led off the frame. Back-to-back solo shots by Mikey Romero and Brian Martinez. And then 2 more runs on those RBI base hits in the 5th as this one misses inside. Make it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Santa Margarita's best chance for runs came in the top half of this inning when they had the bases loaded with 2 outs, but Jackson Andeal was able to get a ground ball out to get out of it. Here's a hard hit ground ball to the right side. That's through for a base hit. They're going to stop Tejeda over at 3rd as DeGroot gets to it quickly. And it's back in the infield here as Ryland's got his 2nd base hit of the ball game. Make it runners on the corners now with 1 out. And Brian Martinez due up next.
Batting for your Lancers, right fielder, number 23, Brian Martinez.
Discrepancy between me and the scoreboard. I've got 13 hits. Actually, the scoreboard's right. I'm the one who's wrong. I forgot to change the hit column in the 1st inning, when Chase Cummings' base hit was ruled an error by second baseman Zach Felstad. 12th hit of the ball game for Orange Lutheran off the bat of Ryland as the first pitch on Martinez misses inside. And the count's 1-0. Second one's upstairs. They get 2 balls and no strikes here on the senior right fielder, who is 1 for 3 with a long home run out to left field, his 2nd of the week. Here comes the pitch, and he thought about it, but it stayed upstairs, and he held up. 3 balls and no strikes. Runner at 3rd is Richard Tejeda. Runner at 1st is Ben Ryland. We've got 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A 7-0 Orange Lutheran lead. The Lancers trying to expand here. Akizian looking for a ground ball double play if he can find one. That one's a bit too low, and Martinez will walk on 4 pitches down to first, loading up the bases here for Gabe Miranda. One for 3, a base hit his last time up, a screamer on the right side of the infield, just out of the reach of the second baseman, Zach Felstad. Miranda now with an opportunity to drive home some runs if he can get a base hit. Even a walk will do it, however. Or a fly ball to the outfield, deep enough to score the runner from 3rd. Plenty of options at his disposal. First pitch, ground ball towards second, picked up by Felstad. The throw to short. Wilson over to first. It's a double play. 4-6-3 as Santa Margarita gets out of the bases loaded jam here in the bottom of the sixth, and the Lancers come away empty-handed. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We are through 6 here at Hart Park. And Orange Lutheran leads Santa Margarita 7-0. Last chance for the Eagles in just a moment. Top of the 7th coming up in just a moment as well. It's Lancers baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
On Instagram to book an appointment.
Yep.
Do they not have like pre-recorded commercials? What, Jacob?
No, in the past I've recorded the spots. I haven't done it this year, and I have PSAs that are just a little dated, so I got to find some updated ones. But yeah, I have played recorded stuff.
Hey, Jacob.
Lancer fans, your Lancers are making a number of changes, bringing off the seniors. Let's welcome and congratulate the seniors.
Welcome back to Hart Park. Top of the 7th inning we go. 7-0 Orange Lutheran. You just heard over the crowd mic that the Lancers have brought off the seniors in ceremonial fashion. The only one left on the field is the pitcher, Jackson Andeal, who will try to finish off the ball game here tonight as he faces off against Ryan Palmer to lead things off. Palmer batting in place of Blake Wilson tonight, who ends his night 0 for 2. Here comes the first pitch from the lefty Andeal. It's low and inside. And the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Let's tell you about the changes here on the field. Richard Tejeda still behind the plate. Brock Worthgen is over at first. Tanner Wilcoxon is over at second base. Ben Ryland still at short. Casey Borba into the game at third as the 1-0 pitch comes in here from Andeal. Up and away. Count goes to 2-0 on the right-handed hitting Ryan Palmer. Noah Rodriguez is in left. Derek Curiel enters the ball game in its center, and in right field is J.J. Robles, number 2, who played right field for a few innings, in the Boris Classic in Game 4 against Notre Dame. This pitch misses outside. Make it 3 balls and no strikes against Ryan Palmer, who got the start in Monday's game. Out of the 7th spot, ended up going 0 for 3. Right-hander with an even stance. Here comes the 3-0, and that one misses low. So Andeal walks Palmer on 4 pitches to start this top of the 7th inning. And with 1 on and nobody out, we will bring up, or pardon me, Malik, I should say, will bring up Alex Grace, 5'10 outfielder.
Change for Santa Margarita, now batting.
Right-hander, and in the on-deck circle, it'll be Bryce Humphrey. So Grace will bat in place of Zach Felstad here in this inning. Felstad ends the night 0 for 2. Strikeout and a pop-out to short. And Deal will now work out of the stretch as the Lancers get a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball right down the chute, maybe a bit on the inside half, and the count goes to 0-1. Orange Lutheran still has Oliver Santos to throw tomorrow. and a host of other pitchers that they can rely on if needed as the 0-1 comes in. That one's a bit upstairs. Make it 1 ball and 1 strike. The sophomores are available, Ross Clark and Brady Strom. You've got, again, a number of guys that Eric Borba can call on tomorrow if the Lancers were to run into any trouble. Here comes the 1-1. This one fouled straight back. A fastball towards the outer half. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Orange Lutheran scored 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning, all with 2 outs. They got back-to-back solo shots from Mikey Romero and Brian Martinez to start the third. And in the fifth, they got 2 runs on RBI base hits by Sawyer Fortman and Jacob Pareda to make it 7-0. Here's the pitch, and that one's on the at the knees for called strike 3. And there goes Alex Grace for out number 1 and Deal's first strikeout in this appearance. And with 1 out and a runner over at first, it'll be Bryce Humphrey coming up next. Humphrey earned a walk in yesterday's game.
For Santa Margarita, now batting.
That was in the 5th inning, and he did not factor into the scoring. He was stranded at first base in that inning. So Humphrey looking for a hit here, the 6-foot utility player in his junior season. Here's a right-hander with a slightly open stance as Andeal looks over at first. Not being held as the runner as the fastball misses a hair outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the runner over at first is Ryan Palmer, who walked on 4 pitches to open the inning. Top of the 7th, Santa Margarita trying to plate a run to avoid a shutout here. This one a fly ball into left center field. Curiel going back and will camp under and make the catch for out number 2. So after the leadoff walk, Andeal retires the next 2 in order. And now it'll be Preston Durand coming up for his second plate appearance. He batted in place of he came up for Drew Rudder in the 6th inning. Ended up earning a double towards right field. And then was stranded at third as the Eagles stranded the bases loaded. Here's the first pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. The count goes to 0-1. That plate appearance was against J.D. Rodriguez. This will be the first time that Durand faces the left-hander Jackson Andeal. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Right after him, here's a line drive out to left center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Curiel picks it up and will keep the runner at second base. That puts runners at first and second here for Santa Margarita. Still 2 outs, and looks like the next batter will be Jake Lavin.
This change for Santa Margarita.
Nice day for Preston Durand. He's now 2 for 2 with a double and a single. And again, moving up to second base is Ryan Palmer. So Jake Lavin will head up now. His older brother, Luke Lavin, is reached base twice tonight. Jake in his sophomore season watches a fastball upstairs. Count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. On deck is Blake Balls. He'll bat in his spot at the top of the order. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Upstairs again. Count goes to 2-0. Again, Santa Margarita stranded 3 on base in the 6th. They stranded 1 on base in the 4th. Only 4 base runners for him so far, or pardon me, before this inning, as this one hits the strike zone, make it 2-1. And Deal leans over the front leg as he peers in for his sign, ready to go. Tejeda behind the plate. Here comes the 2-1, and that one misses just a bit outside. 3 balls and 1 strike here on the left-hander, Jake Lavin. Even stance for the left-hander. Stands about 6 feet even. Here comes the 3-1, and that one misses low. Bases loaded now with 2 outs, and that will give Blake Balls a chance here with 3 on. For the second straight inning, Santa Margarita has loaded the bases. And one of their best hitters coming up here with a chance to knock in at least one run,
Number 17.
maybe more if he can get a base hit.
Balls.
Batting average coming into the game stood at .308. Ball's 0 for 3 so far tonight. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly ball out. Watches the first one hit the outside edge for a strike, and he falls behind 0-1. The junior UCLA commit would love nothing more than to take away the hope of a shutout here for Orange Lutheran, and Deal's got other ideas. Here's the pitch. This one lifted out towards shallow right. Cummings going out for it. This should do it. He secures it, pardon me, that's Will Coxon who secures it for the final out of the ball game as the Lancers come away with a 7-0 victory over Santa Margarita on senior night. And Orange Lutheran will win the season series against the Eagles this week. They improve to 23-4. Santa Margarita will fall to 18-9 as Luis Rodriguez picks up win number 8 this season. And the loss will go to Sammy Kova, who falls to 1-5. 7-0 the final score. Orange Lutheran is now 12-2 in league play. Santa Margarita is now 6-8 in the Trinity League. And we will be right back with a post-game recap in just a moment. One more time, the final score. Orange Lutheran 7 and Santa Margarita nothing. We'll be right back with more in just a moment. This is Lancers Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar.
We wish to thank you all for your attendance tonight. Drive home safely, and God bless. Good night.
Welcome back to Hart Park. The final score once again, Orange Lutheran 7 and Santa Margarita nothing. A special night for the 14 seniors here for Orange Lutheran as they celebrate their final regular season home game here tonight. And they go out on a good note, a shutout for Orange Lutheran as they improve to 23-4 this season, and again Santa Margarita falling to 18-9. Luis Rodriguez gets the win here tonight. He's now 8-0 on the regular season. Sammy Kova gets the loss for the Eagles after giving up 5 runs in 4 innings of work. He falls to 1-5 on the year. These two teams will meet up for a final game tomorrow afternoon at 3:15 p.m. at Santa Margarita Catholic High School. And as always, if you can't make it down there to watch it live, be sure to tune in on CA Sports Zone and Mixlr.com, where we'll have the live audio. We will tweet out the information on whether or not we'll have video with that one tomorrow. There's a possibility we might not have it, but regardless, we'll have the call live for you with audio only. Just in case, we will have you covered tomorrow afternoon at 3:15 p.m. Take a quick run through this one. It was a good start for Orange Lutheran. It all started in the bottom of the second inning. The Lancers got a favorable call With 2 outs and a runner at first base, Ryan Irwin was at the plate looking at a 2-strike pitch, and he took what appeared to be a check swing, but was later ruled a catcher's interference by the home plate umpire, as he said that Irwin's bat made contact with Blake Ball's glove behind the plate. Irwin was awarded first, and the Lancers would take advantage. The next 2 batters would bring in 3 runs. An RBI base hit by Simeon Gillian brought home Jacob Pareda, and a 2 RBI base hit by Carson Bowen brought home both Irwin and Gillian, as the Lancers took a 3-0 lead after a scoreless top of the third. The power went on display for the Lancers in the middle of the order as Mikey Romero led off the bottom of the third with a home run out to right field, and Brian Martinez on the very next pitch launched one out to left center for back-to-back solo jacks for Orange Lutheran as they increased their lead to 5-0. The Lancers would then put up 2 more runs in the bottom of the 5th. As Ben Ryland led off with a single. Gabe Miranda also singled to put runners on the corner. Sawyer Fortman with an RBI base hit to bring home Ryland. Jacob Pareda followed shortly thereafter to bring home Gabe Miranda. All that run support was all that was needed for the Lancers pitching staff, as Luis Rodriguez ended up going 4 innings of work, did not give up any runs on 1 base hit, did not walk a batter, and struck out the first 8 that he faced here tonight. J.D. Rodriguez came on for 1 2/3 innings of work. He ended up giving up a base hit in the 6th inning. And Jackson Andeal closed it down in the 7th inning. He gave up a base hit as well. 4 walks combined between the 2, but nobody came around to score. The Eagles stranded the bases loaded in each of the 6th and 7th innings, but could not bring anybody around to score. So again, what head coach Eric Borba would likely call a successful senior night here at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran takes the first 2 games here in this 3-game series against Santa Margarita. They have now won every series in Trinity League play this season as they improve their league record to 12-2. Santa Margarita once again falls in league play to 6-8. Orange Lutheran 23-4 overall. Santa Margarita 18-9 overall. These 2 teams once again will do it one more time as they both close out their regular season against one another tomorrow afternoon at Santa Margarita Catholic High School. Again, 3:15 p.m. start. We'll have the pregame show for you on CA Sports Zone and Mixler.com at 3 p.m. If you can't be there, we will have you covered. Until then, we say so long from Hart Park in Orange, California. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Nathan Percy. This has been Orange Lutheran Baseball on CA Sports Zone and the Coach's Radar. Until tomorrow, we say so long. Good night, everybody.